Ah! 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 Yeah!
Looking for something, Betty? For relief, Mrs. Rollins, try this. Preparation H?
Pain, itching? Sure, try this. Preparation
My
H?
nickname should be Preparation H because I really do. Look, I have a whole. I have notes here. You know?
Feeling better today? Thanks to you and Preparation H.
Back in form, Bill? Thanks to you in Preparation H.
Comics Wellspring. And yeah, this was printed with Comics Wellspring. Came out beautiful.
High quality stuff. People think it's fantastic. All the books that you see at my table are through Comics Wellspring. Good night for a title change.
Indie Comics Relay, guys. What do you think of that fight?
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome to a special episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana, Surrounded by Death, and The Pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
Absolutely. And our third co-host, Harry G., graphic artist extraordinaire. What is
Hey,
up,
everybody.
fellas?
Not
What's
too much.
going on?
How's it go? pretty
Get that
exciting night
excitement
tonight.
up, Harry.
I was going to say, you have to change that Mighty Mascots 10 coming soon to live right
I know.
now.
I got to do a new intro now. Like I gotta change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll throw.
I'm even wearing the brand.
I
Oh
love
Jesus!
it.
I should have thought ahead.
And you're wearing the brand, and I'm not. So
I know. What's up with
that?
You are the brand.
I know.
Yeah, he is the brand for sure.
That is
Right.
awesome. So we're having a great. This is going to be an experiment for us. Our first time like doing something like this. Besides the launch party, we're good at promoting. You know, we're good at promoting crowdfunders, but we haven't had a show where we share the link out to other people. So this one could be a little sketchy for us, right, Johnny and
Perfect.
Harry?
Perfect.
I think it's great. I think let's throw out the live. I almost wanted to tweet out the live stream just to everybody, just to have anybody come on. But then I was like, wait, that could get a little messy.
Yeah.
So I made it a little bit more, tailored. So I put it only out to, more trusted sources. I did it all kind of last minute because, as I was saying in the green room, my Facebook was hacked. So that got suspended. And I had to spend a lot of today recovering my Instagram, preventing blockage or blocking, them taking my Amazon account and my LinkedIn account. So I had a full blown cyber attack that I kind of tried to stave off today. Right now, the only casualty is my Facebook, but that's critical because that's where a lot of my connections are made. in comics.
You have a lot of
in-
people too on Facebook.
A lot
don't
of
you?
people I'm tied to. So that was the beauty of it, is that when that account got suspended, a lot of people just started messaging me, personally texting me going, "Hey, what's going on? Are you okay?"
Oh,
Hey,
man.
John,
Well, that's good. I was like,
Jeez
that made me feel good, just because it's like, wow, people are thinking of me and making sure, like, hey, is he okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that part of it. But yeah,
let's ask Johnny only a question he would know, because I want to make sure he's the real Johnny.
yeah. Am I the real
Yeah.
version of me? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Johnny.
Yeah,
What
what's
was
that?
the street that you grew up on?
Yeah, really.
Hold on, here's my social security number.
Yeah, what was the name of your first pet, Johnny?
Yeah, what's my mother's maiden name?
What was the first concert you attended?
Favorite sports team.
Oh,
So
what's
yeah,
that?
you might see my Facebook's gone. I'm waging the war to try to get it back, but to that point for tonight's show, I promised a lot of people the StreamYard link through my Facebook account that I have no other way of getting in touch with them.
Well, we'll share it out in the chat and like
Here.
well, yeah, and I'll establish some rules for this. Other people, there's been other shows that do like this open mic kind of format that I've been a part of, and then I've been like I've seen how they run things. So I'll get into that a little more. I want to get we have 44 people watching us, so let it grow a little more, and then I'll start sharing out the link. But we'll talk about the campaign first and foremost. I'm here to launch Mighty Mascots number 10. And so Johnny, me and you talked about this too, like in 2025 of doing more stuff. So if this show works out where we have, like people coming in and sharing their stuff as well, I'd say we do it a regular, every time we do a launch party, we can have that as the same night that we celebrate other people too. Like have them come.
I like that idea. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
so too. And so I'm like you, I kind of want to step things up in 2025 and make more books. Like I'd like to finally finish Kid Switch. I would like to finally get some of my other ideas going. And then me and you talked about looking into licensing. So
yeah,
I mean, I'd like to do, there's people that come on our show that do like crowdfunding like 5 times a year. I'd love to get at least up to maybe 2 or 3 if we're lucky a year. But
I'm optimistic because I'd like to do 3, but that all so here's the other thing too. It's like we get big goals. We've got kind of this idea in mind, but part of our work, part of what we do, and part of those goals depend upon other components and people. At least I do.
Yeah.
So if I don't have an artist that's going to be hitting certain points, I won't achieve that. Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, no, but what I was going to say is I like to, the one thing I want to maybe do with the future campaigns is just, with campaigns, you tend to want to add a ton of perks. I'm thinking with these other campaigns, just doing a physical book, digital book, and maybe a catch-up tier if it's got more issues, and that's it. And that's why I can bang out the campaigns a little quicker. You know what I mean? Like, so if you keep adding stuff, it ends up being a massive undertaking, So,
but also,
that's what I'm thinking.
If you're piling on production as part of the thing, that could set you back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So exactly. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, but I like that you are thinking open-mindedly to the way you present the campaign and the offerings that you are providing. Now, you know me, I love tchotchkes. I love those extra things, but my rule of thumb is I like that they have to be typically practical things that you would normally use, or something like commemorative. You know what I mean? So when I did mine,
flat, right?
Right, preferably flat. But I'm really happy whenever I go to a friend's house and I see that they use their Surrounded by Death mug, or
That's
what I mean, or they
we use it all the time. We have it upstairs.
There you go.
Yeah,
and then I see people who use the Espresso Presto apron.
Oh, do you really? That's great.
Yeah, or even come to conventions cosplaying in it. You know what I mean? So that means a lot to me too. So that's worth the little bit extra effort in the back end, where I get what you're saying, Keith. You want everything to be flat, easy to ship,
and I want something kind of quick because I just want I want to get the comic going.
How do you do that, but also make it not like this just disposable item? right? Where people aren't just like, oh, it's another bookmark, or oh, it's another print, or
like
oh,
maybe
it's another
do a metal
this.
bookmark or something like that.
Bingo, yeah, something just a little bit extra. It can be that, but it's got to be a little extra, something special.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think we should just send Harry as an extra tier reward. Harry shows up, does like a barbershop like singing telegram. Bingo, there you go.
I like it. I like it. So let me zip through the chat real quick, and then we'll take a look at Mighty Mascots. It looks like we have 51 people watching, so we're getting up there with numbers. So that's great.
Wow, that's craziness. You're watching us?
Yeah, right? Is that crazy? Amy's birds.
Oh,
good
boils
evening,
and ghouls.
Boils and ghouls. What? Witching the Mighty Mascots, a campaign that is skeleton of fun. I like that. Scary Good is with us. Hello, Scary Good. Hey, Diana. Diana's with us. What's going on? Saw those guys this weekend. It was great.
Nice.
Ara's with us, of course. Greetings.
Love you, Ara. Cheers to you, kid.
Joe Worley. Joe, what's going on? Ooh, spooky, he says. Let me see who else we got here. Oh, look at this. Ara, thank you so much. Indie Comics Relay already contributed to Mighty Mascots on IndieGoGo.
Keith, real quick, do you have early bird tier stuff? Like stuff that will expire after today?
No, I didn't do that this time around.
Good. You bought me enough time to back at the thing I want to back at.
Okay, perfect.
So I like that.
Yeah, I didn't play that game because I would have done that if I did a higher goal, I think, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
But to me is like, I want to hit a certain level and then just leave it open as an open, like a web store. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh wow, Chris. Oh, thank you so much. Chris from Hero Shack we're backers. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Travis Ogle, it's on, he says. Yeah. So Travis is gonna be one of the writers on one of the backup stories in issue 10, the Ogle brothers. So Tanner might join us at some point tonight and just hang out, since he's gonna be doing one of the backup stories.
Awesome.
But I'll try to keep that. We'll have to I'll talk about the green room stuff in a few minutes once we get ready to let people in.
Hell yeah.
Cheapo Comics. Hey, Cheapo, thanks for joining us. He says, howdy. That's a new face we haven't seen before. Amy says, not sketchy at all. No risk, no reward.
Amen to that. I like that.
Travis said, the Matrix is Johnny C. I think he's talking about when you were having your problems with Facebook.
Yeah,
hey,
for
look,
sure.
Jack Holder's with us tonight. He's like, yay, Indie Comics. Let me see. Amy, it's Beth McNuck said, oh man, I was hoping to hear about Johnny got 250K in crypto.
Well, that was one of the things that, like, on my Instagram account, there was this post like saying like Elon Musk gave me 250 Bitcoin. I'm like, oh really? I was like, where's that Bitcoin? I could use that to back Keith's campaign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Brandon's in the chat tonight. Hey, Brandon.
What up,
Good to see
Brandon?
you.
Brandon, thank you for choosing us and not Monday Night Raw tonight.
Yeah, Ben Soto showed Johnny a picture of a bustling street and asked him to point out the street light in the picture to authenticate him.
Please,
I love it.
Please click on every tile that has a bicycle.
Yeah, right. Ira says he wants more Johnny C stuff.
I want more Johnny C stuff. So I thank you. Thank
this
you.
is
I
great.
Appreciate that.
Create more content. That's great. Brandon says, can you send me the link? I'd like to join the chat. Brandon, we're only letting people in tonight that are promoting a campaign. So I know you want to ask me about some cosplayer, and it's going to be about campaigns. So sorry. Please
only
do not come in
tonight.
here. Any book from Johnny C and Keith, I will support. That's great to hear. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate
Thank you, Ara.
Ara, you always do, and we love you for that.
We love, dude. You're the patron saint of Indie Comics. We love you.
Yeah, and it's not just us. Ara supports all local indie creators. So
a lot of people.
You're a great dude, and he loves comics. Man after my own heart.
I know. Appreciate
Ben
it.
Soto says, I ran a poll last week. Stretch goals don't move the needle on backing a campaign like they used to. People just want the book these days at a good price point. Yeah, that's why I'll talk about it when I bring up the campaign, but my stretch goals this year are just going to be to make the book better, whether it be pinups, whether it be, a foil embossed cover, things like that is what I'm trying to do with this campaign.
It's a campaign promise.
Yeah, exactly. Amy said it's true. Like Keith said, you can only have so many stickers and bookmarks. Diana said, howdy. Hey, Devil Flyer. Congrats, Keith. Thanks, Devil Flyer. Appreciate that, man. What does he say? Time travel into the future with that TARDIS and tell us how much we will make tonight. There you go, Harry. I think that was towards you.
Yep. Might have been.
Hail, Amy. Yeah, Brandon. See, Brandon, I don't know that woman.
Brandon. So what the path to dating a woman is not through other people. It's for you to her directly. That's the best advice I can give you.
And we don't want
talk to her directly, homie.
Yeah. And
don't
we can't
go
come
through
in
me
here
Keith,
tonight unless
because
you
then
have
we'll date her.
Campaign. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or Harry. Harry's the real ladies' man. Like I can't compete with that.
Yeah. Right. Devil Flyer said, awesome job on the 3D toys. Thank you, Devil Flyer. I really appreciate that, man.
Couldn't agree more.
Are they making an appearance tonight? You're gonna show them off?
Yeah.
Welcome for the Mighty Mascots campaign. Stay for me to get so stinking drunk my head hits the table.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. All right.
That's why I'm here tonight.
Boom.
Let me refresh this and see what we're at. We're at 720, which is awesome. Thank you guys so far. That's awesome. 36% of the goal, which that's
I'm
amazing.
banking my pledge for that mid-level, halfway through the campaign when things start to slow down. There I will. I'll come in hot like a dark night.
That's awesome. So just to kind of show you guys all the perks and stuff we have going on here, which I don't know why IndieGoGo's laid out like this. They used to have the perks on the side, but maybe this is like their new, I don't know, their new way to lay out the perks. But just to show you guys some of the cool things. So this is the A cover for the issue 10 triple-sized anniversary
cover, right?
issue.
That's the standard cover.
This is standard. Yeah, I guess you would call it an A cover nowadays.
It is A cover.
Yeah, thanks. Sure. This is the redesign of Boom the Robot, which if you've been following the series, the last 2 issues, Boom had like a glitch in his personality matrix, and now he's kind of gone to the dark side. So
it's wrestling we call that turning heel.
Turning heel, yeah, exactly.
Turn heel.
or
so now it's
like when Keith turned Nego Keith. When you turn to Nego Keith.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, Nega Keith or whatever.
Yeah, that was from from
the comic ship. That used to be a great YouTube show on here.
Yeah, that was a riff on Nega. Bless you. Bless myself. That's a riff on Negative Link from Legend of Zelda 2, where there was the negative version of the character, and then those guys at the comic ship made a negative version of Keith.
Of me, yeah, and it was just my head with my eyes glowing or something. It was really funny.
Very wildly opinionated too.
Yeah, right.
We keep that guy in check.
Yeah, exactly. It was really funny.
It was funny, actually.
But yeah, so this is Ian's redesign for Boom the Robot, who is kind of gone to the dark side. So now this whole issue is the team having to deal with this new version of Boom, which makes for some good drama, So here's some pages. The first 3. What's that?
My favorite's the 3 claw marks.
Yeah, isn't that great? Through the B.
Cool. Yeah.
So he's not. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's air it out.
Yeah. And here's the first couple of pages for the Mighty Mascots issue 10. I'm actually been working on it behind the scenes, so we have about 15 pages penciled and inked already, and about 8 of them colored. So I'm kind of going through. As far as the backup stories, which I'll show you guys that in a second, but there's the big dramatic interest of the new Boom.
There he is,
ready to fight everybody. So this issue would be a lot about resolving this scenario and what how it's going to change the team going forward. So a little bit of drama in this one, that's why I kind of made it like a big landmark issue.
Love that.
And then this is for the first time I'm doing backup stories. So this is the page from one of them by artist DC Miller. This one is called Day of the Dough Lord, and so my version of the Pillsbury Doughboy and his gingerbread army. And as you can see, DC grabbed that concept and went nuts with it.
Ran with it. Yeah.
I mean,
totally
look at this
did.
panel. How good is this? Doesn't this look like Ren and Stimpy or something? Like it's got like that
Totally.
Spumco kind of look to it, and it's very
Powdered
so
Toast
good.
Man.
Yeah, doesn't it? It looks so good. So I know DC is almost done the backup story. It's going to end up being about 15 pages, and I think he has 12 of them done. So we're working on the issue as we're going with the campaign and everything. Because I set a delivery date of the summer, July or June. I set a delivery date. But I'd love to get it in people's hands before that if we can. I'd love to deliver it before. What's that,
Ultimately,
Johnny?
the sooner you can fulfill, the better it is, obviously. Right?
Exactly, yeah. So we'll reach a certain point where
The sooner you fulfill, the better it is, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we'll reach a certain point where if all 3 stories are done, then I'll start looking to wrap up the campaign and see what's unlocked, and then try to get some pinups and things like that in there. So
What's the Doughboy's name? What's his evil name?
I call them the Dough Lord.
Oh, Dough Lord.
Yeah, so that story's called The Day of the Dough Lord, and he just the Mighty Mascot just happened to be walking outside, and this guy just attacks, so
yeah,
and he's got like this bread gun, and these crazy gingerbread men, and it just turns into a battle royale, but it's just so funny.
That's
and
fun.
Brewster figures out how to beat him, which is kind of fun. And then the Ogle brothers, which have been on the show a couple times here, me and Johnny met them at the Haverhill Comic-Con a few years ago.
That's right.
And both those guys are very talented. I've read their comics, and I've seen Tanner artwork, just get better and better from when we first met them a couple of years ago. So I thought I would get him involved in the book too. And look at this beautiful pinup / cover that he created for me. Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
Like just such a cool image of the Mighty Mascot.
That's dope.
Because they can't start the story until they finish something else they're working on. So I asked them to at least send me a promo image, and he got it done literally last night, which is so cool.
I love how every artist draws Boxer Bear slightly different.
Yeah, me too.
There's just a slight difference on every one, and they all kind of have different personality, but it's both. They're always like absolutely identifiably Boxer Bear.
Yeah, I agree. I love that stuff. And it's funny, Johnny, speaking of Box and Bear, Amy found I don't know, it might be on like one of those Temu sites or whatever, but those inflatable Velociraptor costumes that people wear at conventions. She found one of a bear with boxing gloves, I think. And I was like, oh my God. For having somebody wear that at a convention for us.
I gotta see if it'll fit me. I'll do it. I'll do that.
I fucking love that.
They'll be like, why is Boxer Bear like funneling beers in the corner?
Remind him.
That's great.
Boxer Bear just goosed that girl. Somebody's got to get him out of here.
That's so awesome. And then of course here's the variant covers. This one by my buddy Gazbot, which came out incredible.
Gaz, yeah, I remember meeting him in San Diego.
Isn't that the detail?
That's awesome.
This is a throwback to issue 6 when Honey Flakes had to use the Saturday morning special to take out the Silverpede, which is like a throwback to like the Millipede, the Millipede video game. So yeah, this is really cool stuff. I kind of give with variant covers, I kind of give the artist free license to do whatever they want. And Gaz sent me 4 designs, and we both agreed this was the best one, so he ran with it. The second cover is by Angry Dad Comics, which he had on the show about a month ago.
I was going to say very recently.
Yeah, and they're doing so many covers for Archie and Image that he tried to get me the final artwork, but they could only get me the pencils for now. So this is the pencil drawing of what the cover C will be. So on the campaign, you can buy each of the variant covers separately. They're $5 more than the regular A cover. Or there's a tier on here where you can get all the variant covers and the regular cover as one set if you want. And then, of course, there's the Get Everything bundle and all that crap. So, and then, of course, here is the big one. Now, these are the figures I've been working on for a couple of years, the Breakfast Brawler figures, and I made nice pictures. They come in these nice containers. Like when we go back out to when I close this out, I'll show you guys them close up on the camera what they look like. But every set comes with 2 figures. You get a trading card of each of the characters in the set and a temporary tattoo. So the temporary tattoo for this one is a little cat tartar creep.
That's so fun. I love
Isn't
that.
it?
Yeah.
And then the second set has these Honey Flakes, C-Rat, and Smack. And the temporary tattoo is actually C-Rat.
Mm-hmm.
And the third set is Mondo and Whack. And then the temporary tattoo is Lana Lennon. And the fourth set is Brewster and Boom. And the temporary tattoo is King Kablooey. And then if you buy all 4, so I put them on the campaign, you can buy, if you only want certain characters, you can buy that set only. And then I have them as add-ons. So if you want to add on all 4 of them, you can. Or if you only want certain ones, you can grab certain ones. But if you do buy all 4, whether you get it in the featured perk, you will get an extra glow-in-the-dark Mondo figure separately as a bonus for buying all 4 sets. So that's like I
love that. It's a chase figure, basically.
It's like a chase figure, yeah. But it's cool. It works really well. Amy made a video of it, like glowing, and it's one of those glow in the dark figures where you have to put it in sunlight for a while, and then at night it will glow when you turn off the light. It's one of those kind of things,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. And then finally, we have the trade paperback collections. I have 1, 2, and 3 in this collection, which I've been selling at Comic-Cons, but I don't think I've ever had it on the campaign. And then for the first time ever, we have 4, 5, and 6 with a brand new cover collected in the graphic novel. So if you're a graphic novel person, this is the way to go. You get all, both story arcs in here. And so those are available as add-ons or their own separate perks on here. And then I have a list of all the add-ons, stuff like my cereal box. I do have some of the lunch boxes left, but I only have a few of those. So I think there's only like 5 of them. So if you want a lunch box, grab those.
Now's the time to get it.
Now's the time to get it. I'm almost out of those. We have the t-shirts. We have the trading cards. We have the buttons, We have my graphic novels and my other comics, Hero Envy and Swamp Tales. You can get all the back issues of any Mighty Mascots issue, things like that. And then, like I was saying earlier, for the stretch goals, I would rather, instead of giving you guys more tchotchkes like stickers and bookmarks, I'd rather make the comic book itself better. So I'm thinking like doing new pinups, every $1,000 stretch goal, new, a foil embossed cover, things like that. Just
gold leaf pages on the edges.
Possibly if Comics Wellspring does that. I don't know if they do. Do they, Johnny?
Do they?
Do you know?
I don't know.
I know
they do
foil
and you could technically go do a gold foil, I guess, right?
Yeah, you could.
What about the metal covers? Have you done metal cover?
I have not looked into that, but I know it's a thing. I know people have done it. Right. So, and I
want to do a barbed wire cover. How cool would that be?
That would be cool, actually. Might run into a little
barbed wire, like around
have to
the edge.
Hand out tetanus shots.
Yeah, right. It's gotta be rusty barbed wire.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna do the printing with Comics Wellspring because they do offer this program. If you're running a campaign, you just gotta reach out to them beforehand and let them know. So get you 10% off the printing. Every little bit helps,
And I love that they do that, because that's really just boosting creators, right? Like if you advertise that you're getting printed through them and you do that, you'll get a little bit of savings too. And really that just boosts everything all around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So take a look at the campaign. We'll look at it throughout the night. And if if you wanted just the comic, that is available on here digitally. It's like $7 and physical copies 10. So if you just want the comics, it's going to cost you 10 and then the shipping. So it's probably, most people been charging 25 for a comic on here. So I wanted to go like what the actual cover will be. I think it'll either be $6.99 when it actually comes out, or $9.99 depending on how many pages we go. So
how much is the Harry Song and Dance add-on?
Oh, geez, yeah.
But it looks pretty amazing. I definitely have to I haven't backed it yet, but I would like to. So I'll get on it. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
And then pretty awesome.
So here they are close up. If you guys want to, actually, let me grab just
make yourself big, Keith.
Yeah,
so more people can see it.
Like Chuck. What does it say?
Chuck. And then he grows big. It's Apache. Apache King, right?
One of my favorite. Yeah.
So here's the Boxer Bear up close, so you guys can see the details.
Oh, very cool.
Him. It's very cool. Yeah, he's with the hair and his face looks pretty good too.
Cool.
And Rooster, which I think came out great, but look, he looks so awesome, and then he like a straw, and then he's got his handle on the back.
Is it all one piece, or is that two pieces?
I just had a brilliant idea, Keith.
Yeah, what's that?
So you want cheap and effective stretch goals, right?
Yep.
If you hit a certain level of the campaign, you get a diorama for the figurines.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it's flat, right? So, but you could do a pop out, so like it kind of like 3D pops out to be like a diorama.
Yeah.
Fighting a big creature.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the glow in the dark version of
Let's turn lights off.
Yeah, that would be a whole production, or else I would do it. And then,
can you cup them in your hands to see if it'll glow?
Oh, maybe. I don't know if this one's been exposed to this. No, this one hasn't been exposed to the sunlight.
Hasn't had enough sunlight.
But this is the packaging. Looks that's what they
look looks like. Very professional.
Very
professional.
Man.
It's like Todd Toys level production here.
Yeah,
when I say Todd Toys, that's that first generation of McFarlane toys that came out. Known as Todd Toys.
Are these packages equally as difficult to get into as like your normal package?
No, they're actually pretty easy. I took a lot of tips from your cousin Roger, actually, John.
The person we shout out at the top of the show. Look at that.
Yeah.
He helped produce something that looks so good.
Yeah, and the backs are all the same.
Shelf
pretty
quality.
Much.
That's right, Travis. That is shelf quality.
It has the sets listed here, and then just a group shot up here.
Amazing.
But each set is basically this. Let me show them all off in the packaging. And then the final one is the regular Mondale with whack. And then also here is this will be slipped in each one, but there's the
trading cards.
One of the temporary tattoos, which is the Tartar Creep there.
Oh, cool.
From the first issue. So yeah, so very fun. Like I'm not making a ton of money on these because I wanted to put them at a good price point, so I could get them out to people. And yes, and I've always run a tight margin with the comics and everything as well. So, just want to, I'm doing the campaign at a certain goal level, but I'm also hoping to overperform. And as long as I get in demand, it gives me that few extra months to build money in the campaign, which is what I want to do. So,
how many total comics is 8 right now?
No, this will be 10th issue. That's why I did a double, triple size one, because it's like a monument issue, especially for an indie comic.
I like that.
instead of the cardboard backer for the toys, you can have a comic book back there. You know what I mean?
I thought about that, doing like a
Yeah.
mini comic book in there, but then it would have
Right.
driven the price up to a level. I probably would have had to charge 30 if I did that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought 20 was the right price point for these, so I wanted to keep it, but give you a little something like the temporary tattoos and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
all right, so let me zip through the comments real quick, and then we will we'll set up the rules for the promo stuff tonight. I bet we have a lot of people coming in. Oh, actually, Amy said she's in the chat. She has a charged Mondo that she can show off. Let's do that real quick.
Let's do that.
Hey, hi, Amy, our producer,
Hi,
Amy,
guys.
my wife here. You guys
Hi.
talk to her a lot in the chat. You said you have a Mondo that's charged?
I do have a charged Mondo, so I'm going to turn off my light. It'll
Okay.
get dark.
All right,
You
let's
ready?
see.
Very spooky.
Ah,
I hope that old lady from the woods doesn't come in. Oh,
oops. Wait a minute.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. It's
Oh my God. Look, I mean, so the green
it's the comedy that glows in the
Oh,
dark.
no, is the green screen messing up? Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
green
green
screen
screen.
is whacking it out.
hold on. Wait a
it
second.
looks like
What?
Predator.
It
It
does
looks
look
like
Predator.
that the glow in the dark condom scene from Skin Deep.
Oh, wait. How's that look?
Exactly. Oh, there you go.
Wow,
Looks
look
good.
at that.
Look
Oh,
at
that
all.
is
Very
so
That's like
cool.
a nightlight. That's
is.
Perfect for
amazing.
perfect
Yeah.
for trick or treating.
That is
Yep.
awesome. I want
Yeah,
one
that's
of those.
true.
I
You
want
could take
3 of
that out
those.
trick or treating, right?
Right.
But it
Yeah.
won't be. You won't get it in time until next year. So
Yeah. Right.
Next
that
year.
is
Next year.
cool.
But I just had that under my UV plant light for like, I don't know, 3 minutes, and it charged up really bright.
Oh,
so.
cool.
Wow, that is
Very
awesome.
powerful.
Thank you, Amy, for doing that. Because
That's awesome.
you think I would be prepared to do that tonight, but
That's,
it's only
that's,
my campaign, right?
that's why I'm the producer, you know?
I
you
know,
go.
because
Right.
you think of this stuff. I love
There
you
you go.
for it.
It's really bright too. It's not like a
Oh, that's
it
like
is.
a little casual. Like it's bright.
Yeah, they did a great job with it. I got to
They
shout out
really,
L
really
and K 3D Printing, who they actually do Plastic City Comic Con, every year. So, guy's name is Lars, awesome dude. We were kind of lost with these figures until we started talking to him. Like we didn't know what we were gonna do. Like I said, this has been a 2-year production to get to this point with the toys. So, after talking to him, he played around. He actually played around with the files, and here we are. So
Made it work.
shout out
Yeah.
to Lars for making that.
That's
happen.
really cool.
So,
All right.
all right,
Very
Amy.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, we may bring you back later. So,
All right.
we'll remove you for now, though. Thanks,
Sounds good.
thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. All right,
Bottoms
that's
up.
great. Awesome. Let me zip through the chat really quick. We have 81 people watching us. Holy
Wow.
shit!
What's
Wow,
up,
that's great.
everybody?
Thank you
Make
guys
sure
for coming.
subscribe
Yeah,
on YouTube.
subscribe. Check out the
Yeah.
campaign, and then also if you're here to promote a campaign, just be patient. We'll get to that in a few minutes here. But let me. Oh my God, we got so many comments here. Let's see. What's it? Hit that like button, please. Yeah, thank you, Devil Fly. Appreciate that. Harry is the sleeper ladies man. LOL.
That's 100%. If you don't know who to vote for next Tuesday, vote for Harry Juristurgio.
There you go. Congrats, Keith, and the rest of the Mighty Mascots team. Keep going strong. Awesome. Thank you,
congrats,
Galaxy
guys.
Memorial Park. Now, Galaxy Memorial Park is a comic that I'm lettering for them right now. Kind of like an Astro City meets like a memorial thing, like with where people go to this park where superheroes have died, and it's really cool. It's very, personal, like the way Astro City is, where there's superheroes, but it blends it with normal people and things like that. It's really good stuff. So that's coming out, I believe, Memorial Day next year. So just keep an eye out for those guys.
Cool.
Very appropriate.
Devil's Flyer said, "Mascots assemble." I love it.
Yeah.
Travis said he'd cosplay Boxer Bear all day. That's awesome, Travis. Good people. Hey, Gazbot's in the chat. What's up, Gazbot?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. He said, "Yay." Beth says, "I volunteer as Boxer Bear tribute." Awesome. That'd be fantastic. Amy said, "Travis Skull, you'd be a great boxer I do it, but I'm too short. LOL. I have to be a Mondo or Brewster.
I'm in the same boat. I know how it is.
Yeah, and Travis said we can get stilts. Hey, DC Miller's in the chat too. Put me down to do a variant cover in the future. Absolutely, buddy. I'd love to have you back. And maybe we'll do another backup story soon as well. So that'd be awesome. I love your work, dude. So I'm glad you're here too tonight. Let me see. Oh, she said this must be about the glow in the dark. It also works under black light for all stoners and rave enthusiasts.
I like that.
That's great. Diana said good selling point. Travis said love Comics Wellspring, such a great final quality. I agree with you there. She said we'll eventually move in that direction. I agree, the books look great. Thank you so much. Oh, they're talking about Comics Wellspring. I'm taking credit for them. Let me see. And then Travis said, "Oh my God, a guest appearance of Amy. That's awesome."
It's always a bonus, right?
Yeah, right. That looks amazing. Travis said that's crazy. Let me see. There's a lot of people talking to each other. Cheapo Comics is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of love out there
Maybe
for the figures,
one.
man.
Yeah, exactly. Hello to the mighty chat. The truth is out there. Joe says that's great.
It looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons when X-Files.
Yeah,
right.
The X-Files were
Right.
guest stars.
Mondo is perfect for any X-Files fan.
Bingo.
Gas says, how good? So good,
Very
Gas.
good.
Thank you so
Good.
much. Awesome. All right, so we are going to start sharing the chat, the link to the chat out in the I'll share it in the chat once we go over the rules real quick. So we're thinking we're going to run a timer. We'll let people in. We're going to run a timer for 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes to pitch or, promote your campaign, if you don't have a campaign, maybe your website or comic, you can do that. You have 3 minutes. We'll run the timer. Once the timer's up, we'll be booting you out for the next person. One thing we don't want on the show tonight, we don't want any comics that have nudity, or adult content. We don't want any political stuff. I mean, I'm sure everybody in their personal life is sick of political stuff at this point. We don't want it on the show tonight. We just wanted fun and comics. When you are promoting your campaign, share your screen. So you're going to be the one showing us everything. Normally we do that, but we want you to show that. So share your screen. When you get into when you log into StreamYard, there'll be an option to present your screen, and that's how you'll show us your campaign. You'll go through it real quick, give us the elevator pitch, give us your highlights with your perks and things like that. And also, when we share out the link, there's a limit in the green room. So I think we can only have about 8, maybe 10 people in the green room. So right now, it looks like we have 4 or 5 slots already taken up. So if you can't get in when you click the link, just wait a few minutes, or wait as people come off the show. You might be able to get in at that point. So if it doesn't work for you, that means there's already people in the room waiting. So
it's like a request line on a radio station. Keep trying back.
Yeah, exactly. Be courteous, of course. We don't want anybody like swearing up a storm or making fun of anything or making fun of other people's campaigns. And if you have something with licensed music in it, please don't play it, because the video can get struck and things like that. So
we're basically trying not to catch any violations from YouTube. So that way everybody's promotion gets out there.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, we'll be checking in periodically with the Mighty Mascots campaign in between, but we'll see how long this goes and how many people we have out there. So, gentlemen, are you ready? Are we bracing
wearing
for
costumes
this?
Tonight? Or
what's that?
Costumes tonight? You encourage?
No, but we might. I might play
costumes.
Amy's Halloween video shortly that she made for the channel. That was really fun. So, but all right, I'm gonna cut and paste. Oh, and Brandon, do not come in here. We do not want you in here unless you have a campaign. So if I see you in the back room, I'm going to be booting you.
You're going to get booted, Brandon, unfortunately.
So
Just because you're not promoting a campaign tonight, you're trying to date that girl.
okay.
Your
All
heart's in the
right,
right
so
place,
here we
but
go.
your
Here
heart's in the
goes.
right
I'm
place.
posting the link in the chat right now. Let me know if you guys cannot see it or click on it. So there it is. The link just went out.
I think you
So-
shared it to the private chat. Maybe.
No, I put it in the comments. Can
Oh,
you see
there it
now?
is. Bingo.
Okay,
Yep, that link
perfect.
is live. So if you want to
Yep,
jump
there it
in,
is.
that's the place to go. Should we start bringing people through?
Yeah, as soon as I see someone pop in, I will let you guys know. Until then, we could just shoot the show. Oh,
I thought you
look-
said we have people waiting.
Oh, we
no?
do. We
This
have
is-
one right now.
Well, there you
This is,
go.
like, this is your
have-
life.
Yeah, Risk.
First mystery guest.
We have Rex.
Hey,
Wow.
Devil Flyer. What's
How
up? You're the first one, man.
How did
What's
I
up?
get in the first one? I mean,
You
wow.
did it, man. You were quick.
Yeah.
Quick, you know, you just pew, pew, pew.
That's great, dude. So
Yeah.
everyone out there, this is Devil Flyer. He's the handle Devil Flyer and Rex. And I know you have a comic or a campaign, right, Rex?
Yeah, over on Fund My Comics, still there. We're getting renewed the whole thing here pretty soon. Put up new artwork. Got a Jimmy Reyes wraparound cover that we're going to be dropping with that. The original artwork to what I'm calling the Golden Age watercolor. I have other original artwork put on there, and we're going to put up a new trading card set. Sort of renew
nice.
and redo the campaign about 8 or 9 months into it, and you know,
All right, perfect.
and
So-
then I'll leave it alone, and people can
And see how it goes from there.
yeah, see how it goes from there. And yeah, and we're getting ready to print up some of the trading cards right now
Oh,
for the
perfect.
campaign.
So I have 3 minutes set on the clock. So
Do-do-do-do.
if you're ready to go, I'm going to hit start
Okay.
on this.
All right, well, I'll
All
share a
right,
screen there
and go.
This,
Yep.
this
all
is
yours.
totally, and I've got to
floor
say
is yours, sir.
before you share my campaign, which I'm sharing now, it's up on Fund My Comic. But I have been talking about the Mighty Mascots. Very, very excited about that, Keith. Hope to get you and Amy or one of you on there to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't expecting this. I just wanted to support you guys on your launch. Been looking forward to this the last week or so. And
Appreciate that,
here's
Rex.
the Devil Flyer campaign. We're 180%. We're funded. You know, it's been up
Nice.
there,
Good. Congrats,
like I say,
man.
few months. Launched February 2nd, and on Shay Red Valkyrie's channel.
Okay, yep.
61 backers. We got a Devil Flyer standee that's been in the all
Look at
in
that guy.
box here. That's some John Dillard artwork that's taken from the main A cover, and then that'll be on the hardback artist edition, which will have at least 12 pages of additional material, as well as the digital tier will too. And we've got a tapestry, which has already been made. You can get all 3 covers here. Cover A, the artwork to this one. You're going to be seeing the armored up Devil Flyer here
Oh,
more.
wow, look at that.
Especially, and that's another John Dillard piece. Here's the first. We got a blank cover there, blank variant. This is the first Western character called Midnight. I'm working on a story with her right now.
Oh, sweet. What's the elevator pitch for your comic?
Well, Devil Flyer sort of makes a Faustian deal with a chaotic entity, and he has to kind of assemble the Mighty Mascots or the Avengers or the Justice League to battle this, you know, in the story arc with sub stories. It's sort of like a anthology, but with that, we got like Brave Tales, which is sort of a horror bent with Bog here that you see on the right. Here's a modern day Mummy as George Peter Gaddis. There's the main cover. Got 14 characters, including Devil Flyer there on the cover. Just really, it's about not just about one character. It's about the whole Momentum universe. There's a villain over to the right there, director, and another vampire here, which
I like a
we'll
good
kinda
monster
keep secret
book.
now. But the Devil Flyer's actual story, which is I think 29 pages, has been done, and the Grave Tales here by Doc Blaylock has been done for a while now. got a free 6 a.m. sticker.
That
This-
is the timer here. So hang
Okay.
on. Let me, but yeah, if you want to just wrap it up real quick.
Lots of free stuff here. Everybody gets a magnet. We've unlocked. We're making that midnight into a trading card for everybody. And I put up a final stretch goal whenever we renew the campaign. So hopefully we can get some more backers, and hopefully, people will back your book tonight because I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Yeah. Very nice artwork.
All right, Rex. Well, thank you for
Looking
coming
great,
in.
Rex.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you as
coming on,
always.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And,
you bet.
Everyone check out Devil Flyer on Fund My Comics. If you want to share the link in the chat when you get out, definitely do that.
Okay, don't have a wrench, but I can put it in the
I'll have
private
Amy.
chat.
I'll have Amy repost it so people can actually click on it. So,
I'll go
awesome.
ahead and put it in the private chat just in case you have
That
difficulty.
works. She can see it there. So
Okay.
awesome. All right. Well, good night, Rex.
that
Thanks
way
for
we can share it
coming.
out
And
too.
we'll talk
Thank you.
soon.
Thank
All
you.
right. See you later. All right. Yeah. So far, it's working out good. So
That was pretty
Gee.
painless. That's
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
good process. So if anybody's feeling trepidatious about coming on, you just saw kind of how we handle it. So feel free to pop on in and promote your stuff if you're live.
yeah.
if you're trying to date a
definitely.
cosplayer,
Amy,
this is not the link to use though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amy,
That's-
the private chat has the link for Devil Flyers campaign if you want to go ahead and share that out to every. Oh, she did. All right. Perfect. Thanks, Amy. Appreciate that. Looks like we might have another person in the back room here. So let me take a look. We got Joe.
Oh, no.
Joe, you there? There he is. Hey!
There you go.
What an entrance.
There you go. That was very dramatic.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. Thanks for coming on the show. How's
Yeah.
it going, man?
Going all right.
Awesome. So, are you ready? Let me set the clock here again.
Okay,
3
how do I
Are
minutes
you
share
on the
ready?
clock?
it?
You ready
How
to
do I-
share your campaign, or
How do I share my screen here?
it says you should see something that says like present.
Okay, I see. Okay.
All right,
Share
cool. Once you're
screen?
once you're ready, I will start the timer.
I'm still learning myself, so don't feel bad.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I gotta do something with my system preferences here.
StreamYard is a little bit of a tricky outlet.
It is.
Yeah.
If you never used it
Turn-
before, it is like kind of a
Exactly.
little. Remember that first episode we did, Johnny, where I was like, I don't know what's
We're
going
like
on.
Two senior citizens, like, what do you do? How do you do this?
Yeah, trying to
Mhm.
program a VCR. It's like,
I don't know. Okay, let's try that.
if you can't get it to
If we
present,
can, we can just
Joe,
roll. We can
send
roll
it
live.
to the private chat. Send me a link to the private chat, and I'll run it for you on my.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Oh, man. Maybe you should have somebody else do it before so I can figure this out. Because
Yeah,
it's
let
not,
me-
the campaign isn't live yet. It's just
Okay.
the pre-launch right now.
That's okay. We could share your
Fine, we can
pre-launch
share
page
that.
so
We can do
people can
that.
take a
All
look.
good.
Okay.
I'll share out the StreamYard link to people out there again.
Okay. I'll just send it.
If
here.
anyone wants to jump in. Looks like I don't have anybody in the back room besides
Okay.
Joe. So you have it, Joe?
Yeah, it's that. That right
Okay, hang
there.
on.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay, perfect. All right, so let me set this up and then we'll start the timer here. Give me 1 sec.
Excellent. This will give us a little bit of time if anybody wants to jump in, get
Exactly.
get their stuff together before coming on to promote.
All right, starting the timer and all right, here we go. Add to the okay, so here we go. Death Itself. Tell us about this one, Joe.
This is the second volume of this horror anthology comic book that I'm kind of organizing and contributing to. It's the first one was 3 stories. This one is 3 stories, and the stretch goal for this one is to have a 4th story included in it. So if we make the stretch goal, then you get a whole nother story. And so there's 3 totally different stories, kind of horror related, totally different tones, with different artists. And like I kind of help out with all of them in different ways, whether it be with art or with writing or just editing or anything. And it's I can just tell you the stories. They range from like giant monsters attacking cities to a little girl scared of something under her bed. And then there's one that is like a noir detective story that's kind of told. It's in a collage form. It's just
cool.
Starts out as pictures of this guy's desk and like his like investigation, and then it starts getting a little bit more crazy and a little bit more abstract as it goes along. And then the last story that will be the stretch goal is kind of a more. It's a little demon dude that's working his day job, and he's trying to make it like as a professional boogeyman, but right now it's a side hustle, and he's just trying to make it, and he's like almost about to make it, and he's just got to make it to the weekend, and it's difficult. It's a struggle. So
like everyday work life, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. That's awesome. So this is volume 2. So have you already had a successful volume 1, Joe?
Yeah, the first volume was successful. I'm trying to do one every year. So this one, last one I launched in July last year. So this one I'm kind of getting a little bit behind schedule just because life kind of happens.
This time of year is nuts. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man.
So this one launches on Halloween, which is like the latest possible date that I thought I could launch it. It made sense. So yeah. Once
you get in November and December, it becomes like a little hectic to try to do something,
Yeah.
But that's awesome. Any other thing that people should know, perk wise, or anything like that?
Oh, we got the typical. We got one variant cover that's an artist that I know, Koji, that's here in town in Wichita. And so he's doing a variant cover, and then we have a kind of the catch up tier that has the first issue, and then we have a bookmark and with both the variant cover and standard cover on side and reverse side, and a button and some art prints. Kind of like there's standard rewards. I don't have the action figures or anything, so
awesome. Well, there's the timer. Any other final words before we wrap it up here?
Oh no, that's it. Just if you like spooky stuff, come check it out. And
awesome. Let me share it out into.
I love how red it is. It's very red.
Yeah,
very red.
It's red. I'm like waiting for Prince Charles to pop out of that picture.
So this is in pre-launch, everybody. So check out. Go and click notify me so that Joe gets an idea of all the backers that want to come in. Because a lot of creators wait till they get a certain amount of backers before they launch the campaign. Although this one is set, this one's happening in a couple days, no matter what.
Yeah,
but
so
the more people that can click the notify button, the more confident, and the better launch it will have, right, Joe? So
yeah.
All right, so check that out, horror fans, just in time for Halloween. And Joe, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me
coming on, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, cool.
All right,
good luck.
Bye. Awesome. So that looks cool.
That looks very cool. Even for just a preview image, it's there's a lot of hype there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was just saying, do you want to check back into your campaign if we don't have anybody waiting?
Yeah,
yet?
let me pull that back.
Play the Tiffany
there.
music. Let's check the board.
Yeah, so let me refresh it, see if we've gotten any more.
This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
I know.
Nope, it's holding strong at 720, but still that's good. We're 36% of the way there.
A good start.
Yeah, definitely good start. So I
Let's
can
go
play
back
the
to Tony
video if you guys. The video Amy made is really cool.
Yeah, let's play the video
if you guys want to check that out. All right, hang on.
Previously on the Mighty Mascots. The fearless robot Boom found himself in dire straits after a bullet struck him during a fierce battle with Lana Lennon in issue 6. The impact compromised his targeting system, throwing his precision and control into disarray. Suddenly, a new threat emerged. With no time to waste, Boom makes the decision to have the bullet removed and take his chances with the glitch in his personality matrix. Boom's transformation has set the stage for an epic new chapter, and the story continues in Mighty Mascots Issue 10. Issue 10 is a triple-sized anniversary extravaganza, featuring all new content by the same great creative team you know and love. Dive into a thrilling news story and enjoy 2 exciting backup tales by DC Miller and the Ogle brothers. Choose from 2 stunning alternate covers that capture the essence of this landmark issue, with artwork by Gazbot and Angry Dad Comics. Plus, we've got incredible new perks, including exclusive 3D printed breakfast brawler figures. There are 8 figures available in 4 sets. Buy them all to receive a bonus glow in the Dark Mondo figure. And that's not all. Catch up on back issues, grab limited collectibles, and immerse yourself in the Mighty Mascots universe like never before. Support the Mighty Mascots Issue 10 on IndieGoGo and be a part of this groundbreaking journey.
That's so awesome.
Cool,
So awesome.
Great, dude.
You know, it's so good.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! She did a good job, and she did all the animations there too, which is awesome. You know,
Is the voiceover AI or something? How does that work? The voiceover on that?
yeah, I think she did AI. She wanted to do like actually hire a voice actor, and she did, but they were using, we had like a woman that was going to narrate it, but the microphone did not sound, I don't know if she recorded it in a weird, it didn't sound good, so at the last minute we had to scramble and get like an AI narrator.
No, it sounded pretty good actually. I like that. Very,
yeah, it
very
wasn't
wholesome.
bad. It just, I don't know, you just want one there to explain the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
And did you like the footage of the toys being made? Lars actually sent me the footage of the printing on those figures, which I thought was cool. So
love that, and love the cover was animated where C-Rat was actually like flapping his wings. And
Amy did all of that, which is cool.
I thought that was really cool. Nice touch.
Yeah, it's really
funny
nice.
how the little things, the little touches will have a bigger impact like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I tried to get it down to a minute, but it's about 1:25. So
it looks great.
It's close, you know. And I wanted to have that the previously, so people knew what was going on in the issue. Yeah, so I thought more people would want to jump in here and promote. I'm going to share the link out again. And so you guys can, if you guys want to come in, promote, definitely, there's the link. So you can come in. If not, me and Johnny and Harry are just going to shoot the shit. Maybe I'll play the Halloween video.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's that time of year.
It's
the only day you can really play it. I mean,
yeah, that's true, right? I've been putting it on the videos that I've been releasing the last week or so, but yeah, we're running out of time to play it. So it's kind of a fun Halloween video. If you haven't seen it, it's also the secret to making indie comics. So here it is, guys, if you want to check it out. And then we will bring in, we got somebody in the chat in the back room, but let me play the video first and then we'll bring that person in.
Legend tells it that deep in the woods, on the edge of a misty field, lives an old mountain woman who holds the secrets to creating an indie comic book.
Hello there, traveler. I don't mind you interrupting my supper. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. Many men come wanting to know how to make an indie comic. I tell you, it ain't easy. It ain't for the weak of heart. Come on over and I'll show you how to do it. First, you need to add a piece of paper. Then, just a bit of your blood. Now, the most important part. Just a bit of your soul!
If that's not true with indie comics,
all over again with jump scare YouTube clips.
She didn't specify if that was human blood or animal blood. Is there any kind of blood or?
I don't know what blood she used. I haven't asked her, but the core of that video is your soul a bit of blood and paper. If that's not making indie comics, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you're off and running.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So she got the essence there. So
yeah.
Wow, we have 90 people watching us. That's gonna be a
Wow.
record.
Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. By the
everybody
way,
out there, if you haven't
Yeah.
subscribed, please do so. Please like the video so it helps with the algorithm, all that fun stuff. We
Yeah,
do have another
that's huge.
person in the chat, in the back room. Actually, someone I haven't
him on
met
in?
that I'm working for, which is kind of fun.
that you're working for, but you haven't met them.
Yeah, I'm doing lettering work for. I believe this is JD.
This is JD.
Hey, JD.
How you doing, Keith?
Oh my God! Finally, we meet, man.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Not too
No.
bad. So basically, it's kind of like Charlie's Angels, but they never got to see who Charlie was, what he looked like, and all that. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on?
This is
That's
the
great.
actual Charlie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're blowing the lid right off the mystery.
Exactly. So I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
so I
Well,
said
cool.
earlier, I mentioned a comic book I was lettering called Galaxy Memorial Park, which I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, JD, but I feel like it's kind of Astro City-esque, where it's kind of like it's got superheroes, but it's very grounded in reality too.
Right. Well,
You
let me give you my pitch, and then I'll kind of
Yeah, let me.
time. We'll
Do you
talk
have a
about-
link that you want to share, or are you just you're just gonna want to talk about it? You think?
Well, I actually forgot to give out a link. Of course,
That's okay.
It's not,
That's okay.
It's still in pre-launch.
You
just
have
like
you have your website though, right? You could show us
Yes.
the website. All right, why don't you bring that up? And
on there? In fact, I can also share it. Whenever you guys are ready.
okay,
But
so
basically-
if let me start the timer and we'll get you going here. So
No
hang
problem.
on one sec and go.
So Galaxy Memorial Park is Arlington Memorial Cemetery for superheroes. And as you can imagine, that a cemetery for superheroes has some of the best security imaginable, plus a lot of really weird otherworldly stuff happening as well. But even though it's one of the most secure places in the world, that doesn't stop some pretty nefarious people from wanting to do their usual nefarious stuff, especially with the memory of old, heroes that have already passed. So, yeah, Keith, there's a lot of influence of Astro City. It's two things that really brought me into comics. Everybody loves comics when they're a kid, and then some people it just kind of falls off in their teenage years. That's kind of what happened to me. But Marvel's that Kurt Busiek, I think his name is, and then Alex Ross, that, and then Kingdom Come, and then kind of going forward with Astro City. The idea of seeing this larger than life superhero world through common people's eyes, that did have a huge influence on Galaxy Memorial Park. It all started the main artist, Levi Skeen, and I. It started out as a gimmick, as there was in the beginning 2000s, there was this rash of coffee stand for superheroes,
I remember that. Yeah.
for superheroes and stuff like that. And so all the way back in say 2000, 2002, 2003, Levi and I said, hey, what about a graveyard for superheroes? Hey, yeah, that's great. But that story grew, and then especially with the influence of Astro City and things like that, there was this is a perfect opportunity to talk about people that have lost somebody in a superheroic sense. You got cosmic stuff going on. You got supernatural stuff going on. And,
I like it.
So processing a lot of personal stuff going on. So you're going to see a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of action, a whole lot of really deep stuff in Galaxy Memorial Park.
No, it's highly secure because because it's a sacred place, but also the bad guys can extract DNA from the heroes and make it evil heroes or evil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's the alert. But yeah, if you so JD, tell everybody when they can expect to see this live as a crowdfunding campaign.
That is going to begin Memorial Day, or actually Memorial Day weekend of next year, 2025. We're trying to do significant dates. All of this is a big lead up. In fact, Veterans Day, we've got something really big pre-campaign coming up on Veterans Day, which is the Monday, the 11th of next month. And
that's awesome.
We're going to start bringing in people with the mailing list. We got perks that artist Levi Skeen is working on, and we've also got an ash can. We've got everything assembled in InDesign, Adobe InDesign. We're just getting the cash together to get like an initial print run that we can send to people like you, Keith. We want to give you a number of people, and then people that can actually help promote it. But and as well as buy it if you have a chance. We're still kind of working that out. But
yeah, absolutely. Before you go, I just want to share you a couple. Look at this. Diana said, "Cool concept and great art."
Awesome. Thank you.
And then
I
Levi
love the
Skeen.
concept. What a great foundation to build a
Something
story off of, except for a cemetery. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, isn't that a great idea? Like when I heard it, I was like, yeah, I like this. No one's really done this before. And then Levi mentioned Common Grounds by Image Comics. That's the one we were thinking about.
Common Grounds.
And Levi, thanks for joining, man. Good to hear from you as well. Great stuff, and I wish you the best, and I'll be in touch. I should have some pages for you this week, JD.
That's awesome. I know you got like a huge, you've got this campaign, you got a whole lot on your plate, and I totally understand.
I do, but I
love your work. I love your
I
lettering.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome, JD. Finally, great to finally meet you too, man.
Same here.
All right,
Same
cool.
here,
We'll
Keith.
talk soon. All right, well, have a great night, man.
Same to you.
All right,
bye-bye.
Bye. Man, nice guy. Yeah, it was a fun book. When it came across my desk, I was like, hell yeah, I'll letter this. This is a great idea.
Yeah, that's a cool concept.
Isn't it? Like, and it's like the way the book is done, it's little stories. So it's like, here's a story about this grave, and then, here's another story about this, and it's good. And I think it's their first comic, which is kind of cool. I might be wrong about that, but it's cool. I wish them the luck, and I think something like that will do really well. 95 people watching. This is crazy. This is awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome.
glad everybody's
and
watching.
Tanner's joining us in the back. Let me bring him in here with us. Oh, Tanner and Travis. Look at this. The Ogle brothers in the flesh tonight. Hey, guys.
Double duo.
Yo,
what's up?
Love that. What's up, guys?
What's going on, fellas? So
Love that.
these guys are part of the Mighty Mascots campaign, doing one of the backup stories, and big fan of these guys ever since we met them a couple of years ago at Haverhill Comic-Con. And I got to hang with both of them this weekend at the That's Entertainment Mini-Con.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a fun night.
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Is this working?
Oh, you are way too loud, man.
Way too loud. Oh,
yeah.
No, what
How's
a
that?
fun time. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
such a great time. Met some great people. Had just a blast. I got my new favorite snack. Actually, you have to forgive me if I was crunching a little bit beforehand. I just
What do you got?
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Keep on brand. I couldn't help myself.
What did you put in there? What did you put in
there's
there,
absolutely
Trav?
nothing. No.
Oh, okay.
It's been up on my shelf. As soon as I came home, I put it together and I put it up on my shelf.
Awesome.
Just had to. It's my favorite.
It's a good box for all the comics. if you wanna
Honestly,
put 'em
it's
in there.
great. I'm still waiting for the
I think
batch to
It's a genius marketing idea. If you sell all 10 of them in the inside the cereal box, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just comes in its own packaging. That's just
I market it as a collector box because I don't want people to think like I told you guys at the show this Saturday, like the nightmare it would be to actually do cereal.
Yeah,
put in there,
But it would be cool though. Each character can be like a marshmallow. That'd be kind of cool,
That would be cool.
That would be pretty.
It'd be cool, but Harry, think about the undertaking there.
The logistics of storing that.
The
much cereal for
logistics
that
would be
much time.
so crazy,
Yeah, but then you can do like a cereal, tasting video and of your own cereal. Oh, it's not bad.
It's like me.
I just ate the greatest cereal I've ever had. It's mine. I just had the greatest cereal I've ever tasted. Which one was it? My own. That's Steven Seagal joke or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I just read the greatest script I've ever read. Who wrote it?
Oh yeah,
I
my
did.
own.
It was me.
Oh, Ryan Santos in the chat tonight. He says, "Get to work." Hey Ryan, if you're listening, I'm
What up,
actually
Ryan?
lettering your book as well. I think I got about 6 pages done. I'll send it
Awesome.
to you once I have 10. I'll send you 10 pages.
It must be a working night because that's exactly. I was just over here listening to you guys while I was busting out the script.
Oh, are
And
you
I
really?
noticed-
Nice.
Yeah.
Did
getting
you
some
guys
work.
now? I know this is very early on, and I know you guys are in the middle of the. What was the? It's I know it's the brass monster thing. Is it called brass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brass.
You guys are in the middle of that project, but have you guys brainstormed at all on Mighty Mascots?
Honestly, we spent a good portion of the drive back home from Worcester. We have about a good what is it, hour 9 minutes or so. I mean, just talking over the concept, and just how fun it is to be kind of play inside of it. I don't know if we have an actual real set in working story, but
yeah,
I'm.
But you guys are throwing tossing ideas around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just such a fun concept to play with. Honestly, that's part of the reason why we definitely took to hanging out with you guys so often. I mean, I think the first time that we met, you had the Horatio Hornflake,
The puppet, yeah,
the puppet.
I was trying to get Amy to
fantastic.
jump on the show as the puppet tonight, but she's like, I can't do that voice, to do that the pirate voice, give it justice. But
Oh, you're muted, Tanner.
Oh yeah, Tanner.
Yeah.
I think you're muted, buddy.
He's a man of extremes.
Tanner, say something.
I see.
No?
I'm giving up on you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Might have lost. Anybody out there? I'm gonna share the link out. If you want to promote your campaign, now's the chance to get it seen in front of people here. So there is the link again. If not, we'll just shoot the shit. I don't care. Like, we could just hang out.
I can share some of the stuff from my next project too. But I want to.
Yeah, actually, Johnny, I wanted to hear a little bit about Hexpo too this weekend.
Oh yeah,
did you end up
I'm
going?
so high from Hexpo.
Still down, Tan, man. Oh, it looks like you're actively muted on the actual.
Tanner, you might want to jump back out, reboot, and then come back in or something like that. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can reboot and come back in.
Give the old IT special. There you go.
So Johnny went to a con hosted by our friend Joe Souza. And Johnny, how was Hexpo? It's like a convention for weed, right?
Yeah, sorry. I got slightly distracted because if you guys were paying attention at the beginning of the show, my Facebook got hacked. And it was like so somebody literally just tried to hack my Google.
Oh my god!
What?
Just now during this live stream.
What?
It's live. It's happening
just
right
had
now.
to change
The
my
Matrix
password.
is real.
This is mad. This has been an all-out cyber attack on me throughout this whole weekend.
Johnny.
You see, this is
no
just
idea.
this is evidence to the fact, people, and I've been saying it for years. Everyone wants to be Johnny C.
They don't even know what they have fucking in for them. Go ahead, they can be me.
You
Go
had me
ahead,
for a
do
minute,
it.
brother. I thought you shaved your head there for half a minute. This bandana you have matches your flesh.
No, I got the hair in the back.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you were for a second.
Johnny. I just shared a meme, I think, on Twitter today or yesterday, where it shows Kermit on the phone and saying, "I have all your passwords," and then Kermit saying, Oh, great, because I've forgotten them all. Can you give them to me?
I literally just locked myself out of my bank account earlier today.
There you go. I hate that. I hate that.
You know,
so
the funny
much.
thing is our PIN codes weren't designed to be changed constantly. There's only so many numbers on the dial pad for a PIN code. So what PIN codes are supposed to be are private and memorized. So they're not meant to be something where you can change frequently. So it's not designed to be that way. So we're gonna have to find a better way to do security for the future.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you're under a full scale attack. I wonder what the heck's going on.
China. Is it China?
Well, so my LinkedIn triggered a location of Finland. So there's some
weird
douchebag in Finland who's trying to fuck with my life.
I stand by what I said, and it was a typo earlier. I want to say it's the Matrix versus Johnny C.
There you go.
Right now. Johnny C is Neo confirmed.
Yeah, I got my inner Keanu.
It might be
shining
Johnny.
through.
Yeah, there is no spoon.
Everyone wants a little piece of Johnny.
Yeah,
maybe. So Hexpo this weekend was a very fun time. Joe Souza and Wendy, they put on a really awesome cannabis Halloween convention. So a little bit of it is cannabis, a little bit of it is cosplay and Halloween, and it's a nice mix of the two. It was a nice weekend out, so attendance I think was a little bit lower than normal, but just as fun as it was last year attending. Lots of great samples as you're walking around. So if you're of age, you can attend the show, you can sample things, and there's actually an area where you can consume cannabis out back. So that's really cool. I love that aspect of it. So
I can't even believe something like that exists now. Remember how it was just
it's crazy.
So crazy. Wait,
honestly,
can we hear Tanner now?
Can we hear you now?
I heard the can.
I
heard the
Sorry,
can.
you know what? I to be honest with you, I lost track of time. I was sitting there watching True Blood with Gabby. And then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get on the podcast. And then I didn't have my usual like 20 minutes to get all my stuff set up.
No, that's all right. And like I said, tonight's very loosey goosey. So
it's a good series, True Blood. I was forced to watch it. Well, not forced to watch it, but everybody kept telling me to watch it. I'm like, all right.
I'm enjoying it. I wasn't. I like. It's not what I expected. I thought it was like a really melodrama.
Is it? You never seen
melodrama?
It came out at a time when I was so sick of vampires.
I know. Yes, same. That's why I never watched it. But it's kind of like tongue in cheek.
It's not just vampires though. It's all kinds of weird things, like werewolves and shapeshifters and other things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's it's a little silly, but they're aware of it, so they they play into it in a fun way.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there's a bit of an
Is it? Would you
awareness
say it's worth watching? I've never seen it.
I think so. I mean, I'm like 10 episodes in right now, but I've been really it was one of those things. The first few episodes, we were kind of I don't know. Then once it really got going, we're like, oh hell yeah! We started a second episode before I remembered that.
That's awesome.
I enjoy it. I'm a big fan of Lafayette. He made me laugh every time.
Oh yeah, he's great. Well, and it's honestly a really cool obviously there's been a million takes on the vampire thing, but the way they do it is it's kind of like a modern day world where vampires have become public. So it's the political
True Blood
discourse.
is the drink that they use, right? That has blood in it or something.
Yeah, and it's kind of that aspect of it is cool, and people are doing like vampire blood is a drug that people do and stuff. It's kind of some fun takes on it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's got to be better than that new Salem's Lot they just released a couple.
I've heard it was terrible.
Yeah, I've been hearing some things.
Terrible. If you, it's a slap in the face if you've read the book, or seen the original Toby Hooper version of it. It's just really dumb. Do you know the story at all? Have you guys watched the original or read the book?
No, it's one of the few Stephen Kings that I know.
Salem Lot's one that it was early on when I had that wasn't one of the ones that I haven't read myself, but was definitely on the roster of Mom's nighttime stories.
Yeah,
it's
a good book. I remember reading it as
it's vampires themselves, right? It has sort of a Nosferatu type vibe to one of them.
Yes, and the vampires are actually kind of scary in this.
I love a good Nosferatu. I do. I do.
Me too. I cannot wait for that new one coming out.
Sexy, sparkling vampires are a dime a dozen.
Well, that's why I didn't want to watch True Blood at first, because I was just like, this just looks like Twilight the show. You know? Like,
Nosferatu has to rely on his personality more.
I think that's why I've always separated. I don't have Tanner or Johnny C's hairline.
You're saying Nosferatu is the original incel? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, he's not very handsome. So he's got to rely on his sense of humor.
Yeah. Johnny, you looked like you were going to say something.
I was just going to say, I think we would have appreciated sparkling vampires more if they were ripping people's throats out.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of that, I heard his interview this morning. There's a guy in this show that I listened to, Coast to Coast. It's like a weird, sci-fi. It's called Coast to Coast, not Space Coast.
Art Bell,
I know,
right?
Exactly, but
Space
there's a new guy
Coast
that's
was great.
So he's he had on this guy this morning. This guy's name's what's his name? Russell Edwards, and he wrote a book on Jack the Ripper. And he's like, and his book is called literally naming Jack the Ripper, and he tells you who it is, based on DNA research. They he went to Scotland Yard. They brought him in. The police
How
was
close
like,
was it to the From Hell?
Well, that's the funny you bring that up, because the author was watching. He never had any interest in Jack the Ripper at all, but he was watching that specific movie in the theater. He's like, oh yeah, I guess it's based on a true story. And then he went on the Jack the Ripper tour in England, because he's a British guy, and he's and they took him to other places where the murders were. There's 5 murders that began in 1888. And so he got interested in solving this thing, because he's kind of like a sleuthy guy, he's a detective, whatever. And he goes to Scotland Yard. He's like, so tell me more about the case. Anyway, long story short, they're like, yeah, we've always known who it was. And this guy, his name is what's the guy's name? Aaron Kosminski. He's like a Jewish Polish immigrant from Poland who came to England, and the where was this? The eastern part of London, and he hated women. He had a hatred towards them, and he had an anger issue, and they took the DNA from an original, the 4th murder, and they found his blood on it with the victim's blood on it, and they matched it to surviving relatives of Jack the Ripper's and the victim, and they matched. So it's him. So that's the guy's saying, and he's on tour. Yeah. So people in England and people who make money off Jack the Ripper, the story of Jack the Ripper, don't want him. They don't want him to go out. Don't solve it. We're making
way less
money
sexier when you know who it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
No. Exactly.
So it's kind of what a weird. I mean, I like a good mystery needs to be. I'd like to be having an answer to it if I can.
I mean, that's
no
pretty
attention to the
awesome
man behind the curtain.
200-year-old, serial murder case.
The owner, the author bought the shawl the woman was wearing, and it wasn't even it wasn't even her shawl. Jack the Ripper planted it there because it was like a clue to a future murder he's going to do. But he bought the shawl for $4 million.
Oh my god!
What?
Yeah, back
is there's that kind of audience around the Jack the Ripper stuff?
This guy is like
$4 million.
That's like the OG serial killer for everyone.
Yeah, I guess if you're into the true crime.
So, but he was only known for killing 5 people. That's like nothing these days.
I thought it was way more than that.
Well, yeah, but he was the OG. He was doing it before it was cool.
It's like
this harkens back to that Married with Children episode where they go on vacation to Dumpwater, Florida. And Dumpwater, Florida is known for 2 things: the man who met Andy Griffith and a serial killer.
And
you come to find out they're actually the same person.
Right.
They can't put the serial killer away. You can't lose both. You can't lose both. So that's why you don't want to.
I love how that guy says it too. He's like, we got 2 things in this town: the man who met Andy Griffith, or the way he said it. So good. That's such a great show, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love. But it's that thing exactly. It's like you can't get rid of the moneymaker.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Which that's why, but he did anyway, and whatever.
Yeah, but it's like I'm only hearing it now, so I mean, imagine a lot of people have not heard that.
See,
either,
that's the conspiracy, they're keeping it real hush hush.
Well, it probably won't get out that much. I bet either. People probably
not.
You know,
yeah,
because no one wants to know. They're just like, oh nope, I don't know who is it. It couldn't be.
I'm upset you told me, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I always do that. I always say too much.
I thought it was Jim Gordon. But
who was it?
Jim Gordon.
Jim Gordon. Yeah, it could have been.
I mean, I still can't believe it's not butter. It's just...
yeah, right. So have you guys watched anything else?
Yeah, I'm still scratching my head over that one.
Kind of based in the last few days, or you guys?
I always marathon on AMC.
It's really funny. I watched Beetlejuice in a bar. While
oh really?
While Tanner was singing karaoke, I was disassociating, trying to get away from all the noise, and I just like.
It really was.
Yeah, that was the most Halloween thing we did. We went to an arcade, free play in Worcester after the show.
Oh yeah, we've been there. That's great.
It's dope, yeah, and there's a bunch of people dressed up, so that was the most Halloween-y thing that I've done.
That was cool. What are they doing? Like one of those special nights where you can play any arcade game for?
Well, I think it's always like that. It's you just.
Oh, is it always like that?
Yeah,
okay.
It was honestly a really cool spot. It's funny.
I like that place.
I don't drink anymore, so I don't go out to bars or anything. And like, I forget that like the 2 weekends surrounding Halloween or just people are just dressed up. I was like, is there some kind of event tonight? Like, what's going on?
We're not normally bar people.
People just wear their shit out to the bars.
That's
awesome.
It's
like the first time we drank this side of the side of the year, you know. And it's
I was
just
crushing Heineken 00s.
Oh yeah, no, you were just like waiting on just Alex. I was over here. I was on like my 5th water. It was crazy.
Very cool.
Hey, he did have a beer.
I did have one. I like the
once or twice a year thing for him.
You know, it's like if I'm going out with somebody, I'll do a beer to have a beer with somebody. I'm all about the ceremony of it. You know.
Yeah. I'm not like that big a beer or alcohol drinker myself. So when I go to those places, I'm like the guy sitting there sucking on a Coke, you know, usually, or a bottle of water, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I like to get tuned up, kid.
Yes, I was going to say to bring it back around full circle here. Let's go back over.
So do I, Johnny. That's the problem.
You know, let's talk about here. So
next goal is for us to get tuned up together.
There you go.
The reason that we met was because I was asking you for a lighter. That was the spark.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, I forgot about. Yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I was desperate. I'm over here like, come on, man.
I don't know how you get
occasionally. So maybe if this trio happens, I might have to get in on that too.
Oh yeah, dude.
You drink.
I don't know how you consume cannabis at a convention. My anxiety levels are already like high enough.
Johnny, we were at New York Comic Con. I don't know.
Johnny's low key expert though at this point. Johnny's like old hat at this. You know?
You gotta make it your baseline so it doesn't swerve you when you're like in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where Trav's at too. Yeah.
But Johnny, honestly, I gotta say, out of a lot of people I know, Johnny is one of the best people I've ever seen. He handles his high so well, better than most people. Like you don't even know he's high half the time. You know, that's what's awesome. You know,
or you just think I'm high all the time.
Oh yeah, that's
okay.
No, but he doesn't act like a goofball. You know, like when he's high, he's not.
Well, you see, that's because Johnny. That's why we've always gotten on that same
person,
level.
Keith.
No, you really don't, Johnny. I don't think you do, unless I don't see that side of you. But
maybe not. I don't know.
You're always cool as a cucumber. You're like that cool, like, you know, like when someone's a cool drunk, when they can sit there and and talk to you about like the philosophy of the world or something, like why they're half in the bag. He's like one of those types.
Yeah,
you
don't
know?
open up that can of worms with me. We'll be talking about the multiverse before you know
crazy shit about Johnny on this show than I do.
Well,
anywhere,
it's the Bruce Banner effect. You know? That's my secret, Keith. That's my secret.
I was trying to avoid not talking about the Hulk tonight.
Oh no!
Oh, I know, right? Great. We're gonna get a tangent now.
It was me. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Harry, I'll take credit for this. I'll take credit for this.
We gotta be careful.
I was going MCU. You were the one that had to kind of like, oh well.
Do I have to play the video?
Play the video.
I think I'm obligated to play the video.
We got
All
it
right,
here
here
goes,
goes,
everybody.
everybody.
So everybody
Hold
out there
on.
that's watching
Hold on,
tonight
get
that
ready.
probably hasn't seen the show, somehow the Incredible Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby comes up all the time with Harry.
time, it
It's
wasn't
Harry's
my fault.
favorite show, and it somehow makes into our
loved it.
show
I
every
loved
week.
it.
So we had to make
Without
this.
further
So
ado.
so enjoy this, everybody.
Harry Gerasturgios, artist, designer, co-host of Indie Comics Relay, searching for a way to stay awake during the show, when an accidental overdose of indie comic book knowledge interacts with his uniquely tangential brain. And now, when Harry grows distracted or bored, startling metamorphosis occurs. He can't help but talk about the Incredible Hulk TV show.
Harry somehow brings up the Incredible Hulk TV show almost every stream that we have.
I love that show.
Nowhere sometimes.
For the
but,
same
like,
reason why I love Frankenstein, because Hulk didn't ask to be made. This guy, he was in a lab accident. And I feel bad for him. People are trying to kill him. Whatever. Seriously though, if you think about it, how does an adult man get beat up twice an hour every week? Really, I haven't. When's the last time you guys got beaten up?
I fucking love it every time.
Is that a new one? Is it the same video? Or is it a new
it's
video?
the same video.
It's the
It's
same
probably
video.
considered
It
as
never
well.
gets old.
Oh,
God, I
God.
can't believe that it happened. I can't believe that it happened.
So
Like
real.
it happens
It's
to me
real.
even when I'm not trying to. Like one time I was getting gas, and it was a full service gas station, and this kid, like I have hazel eyes, my eyes turn green, and if I'm wearing a green shirt, they look extra green, and this kid's like looking at my eyes, like, oh my God, you have like Incredible Hulk eyes. I'm like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing?
How
Looking at my
did
eyes?
that come up?
Harry went like this. Harry went like this. He went. And he had the green eyes.
Harry, just
I'm like,
do yourself a favor. Stay away from gamma radiation.
I know, really.
He left his
Like,
car right
seriously.
there at the
Imagine-
gas station and just started walking down the street and just occasionally.
Can you imagine if Harry did get gamma irradiated and he was just like the Hulk of tangents?
every time his brain goes off to something, he just starts transforming.
Well, actually, guys, I just know about this thing.
Joe said he got an autograph from Lou Ferrigno recently. You have one too, don't you, Harry?
I have one. I met him and I brought the TV movie that when Thor met the Hulk, and I'm like, oh, can you sign
And
this for me?
Daredevil.
He's like,
Yeah.
Right, exactly right. He's like, can you sign this for me? He's like, sure. He's like, do you want your name on it? And I know why he was asking me because so I wouldn't like resell it. I'm like, no, I'm actually a fan of yours. I like you. My name's Harry. You can write it on there. I don't care. So I'm not gonna resell it.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's a thing. Like a lot of comic artists are like that. They're like, I'll sign it for free if it's personalized, but otherwise, because it's gotta be so frustrating to be nice and sign something for somebody, and then it's up on eBay. For,
I mean, you see like a
$800
retailer
or something,
come up with all the incentive covers and like, hey, can I get some signatures? Yeah, you
I
know
get
what
it.
he's doing with it.
He's not there for his health. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I've never met Lou Ferrigno, but my friends
cool.
had I've heard bad things about him at shows.
Oh,
like,
yeah, so did I
before.
No.
Yeah, like he's
I
the type
did
that if you don't
too.
pay him, if you go to meet him, he'll talk to you for a minute, but if you're not buying anything, he shuts down. Like,
oh man,
yeah,
that
my
sucks.
buddy John was talking to him one time about because you know how he started his career as a bodybuilder. My buddy was talking to him about lifting and everything, and then he eventually kind of pointed out oh, you got to buy something, and my buddy wasn't going to buy anything, and then all of a sudden he just looked straight down and just stopped talking to him until he left. I was like, oh my God, it was like, that's crazy, but
yeah, that's lame.
But isn't it? Like, it's kind of made me think about him a little differently. And then I remember one time we were just we used to go to conventions, like when we had our old podcasts, and we would film segments, and we saw Lou Ferrigno just walking around the floor. So we're like, oh, hey, Lou. And we, we put the camera on him, and he like put his hand up to block us filming him.
That's
and it was
lame.
just like,
Did he
all
throw
right.
a beer at you?
I mean,
Yeah, it was weird. He was always gonna throw a bear at us.
It's not like he's an A-list celebrity or something, too.
It's like maybe like tarnish the show for me a little bit, like
you think he'd try to treat the people because, like, a lot of his income has got to come from events like that. You think he'd want to treat his fans well.
Yeah, you would think. It's always like disheartening when you see celebrities like that, and they're kind of like they're not great, so
he's gone full gray now too. I mean, I'm sure he's dyed his hair for a very long time, but he's just let it all go now. He's like full gray now, so he's like an old.
I'm glad I haven't met any creator. I've never really met a creator like that, which is good. Every comic.
I don't think I'm trying to think if I ever met a creator that was
aged into Gray Hulk. Yeah, he's now comic accurate.
Right, exactly. Like the one negative response I got from a celebrity was Jonathan Frakes, Riker from Star Trek.
Really?
I was talking to him one time, and I'm like, I got an autograph, a picture taken. I'm like, hey, so are you and the rest of the crew going to be around here? They're at like Rhode Island or Boston Comic Con, and they had just done the New York Comic Con, like all of them together. He's like, I'm like, are you guys all gonna come together sometime soon? Because I couldn't make it to that one. That's why I was asking. He's like, we just did one. I'm like, we just did New York. I'm like, okay. I'm just asking. I was wondering if you could. I want to go to one that I can go to and see you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, honestly, though, like I think Tanner was just starting to like kind of like bring that up too. Like I was just thinking the same thing when it comes to like creators and stuff. For the most part, like it's very like a very open, like even if you're not like able to buy something, because I mean, especially when we were going up to New York Comic Con and pitching our stuff, I think it's kind of like that kind of like, hey, we're all like broke indie comic creators, like let's.
I feel for the most part,
I feel like the indie community is like that a lot, though. We always try to all lift each other up.
I think all aspects of comic, indie comics and Comic Cons, are very similar. Like people who cosplay, people who sell things, people like even like like celebrity guests, and they show up. We're all there for the same purpose of having fun, and I've never really, other than that little Riker, snip, I never really had any bad experiences. I've had like very good ones actually. Like everyone's been a positive one. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even like some of the bigger names and stuff, like we definitely try to like make a point to like see people every year with New York Comic Con. Like, I mean, Chris Campana has been a big friend of like Tanner's for a long time here, and I mean, I even got to meet a couple like big names there too. I got to shake Larry Hama's hand and chat him up a little bit, which was really cool. He was a really nice, warm guy. That was
he's one of the ones that has a reputation of being like kind of salty sometimes.
Well, actually, have you listened to Mark Millar's podcast? I think we talked.
Yeah, I just finished that episode too.
So they have one with Larry Hama.
So I've been watching a lot of it, and there's a few episodes where people bring up Larry Hama. And what's funny about him is there are stories of him being like a huge dick to people, but supposedly he does it like it's almost like a bit, like when there's these like creators like reaching out to him. It's like I forgot what the story was, but some artist had like called to like, it was Lee Weeks. Lee Weeks had like called to be like, hey, I'd like to send in my portfolio and like talk to Larry Hama. And he's like, don't send it to me, it sucks. And he's like, what? Like, you haven't seen it? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, hey, I know it sucks from the sound of your voice. He basically like does it. He does it because he's like, if you can't handle that, then like,
he's vetting people.
Because once you get to know him, he's a great guy. But it's like, he just like does it to like mess with indie creators to like get them to toughen their skin up or something.
Oh my god!
I had a similar story with Michael Rooker because I think I saw him.
He was a man. Fist bumped him at Terrificon.
He's pretty cool. I met him twice, but one time at Rhode Island, he was wearing a hat and sunglasses, and I paid for a photo op with him, and I'm like, hey, Michael, Mr. Rooker,
oh my god, can I see that face I'm paying for?
Well, funny. Well, that's exactly kind of what I was trying to ask him. If you could like maybe remove his glasses and his, just to, because he's like, what are you hiding from? Are you under the Witness Protection Act or something? And I gave my camera to my friend Carrie. I'm like, Carrie, just take out some pictures. And she was like snapping the whole like incident. I'm like, could you just take off your sunglasses and your hat? He's like, what? He's like, you want me to like this guy? And he puts his arm around me, like talking to the crowd that's gathered. He's like, this guy wants me to take off my hat and glasses. Like the nerve of this guy, right? Like, what the hell are you like he made a big scene, but like,
oh no,
was he really mad or was he just
no? You can
Yeah.
tell he was like busting my my whatnots.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, man!
Yeah,
I
you don't want
see one of these.
Harry, he played Henry's Portrait of a Serial Killer, so you don't want to mess with him.
Right. Well, I
I know, right?
Maybe next week I'll show you like a series of like 10, 12 pictures of like me in a row, like
that's
like acting out
hilarious.
every scene, like
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
explain
no.
myself.
You just see see it play by play, like.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I would love to see
Exactly.
those
Right.
still shots. That'd be fantastic.
When I was at Terrificon, I was in the hallway coming up to the convention, so I saw a lot of celebrities walk by me. I was one of the days I was out. I think I was getting my portfolio reviewed by CB Cebulski. I don't remember who it was, but I was out away from my table, and we had these cosplayers next to us, like daddy and daughter cosplayers. The girl was dressed up like Belle that day. And I come back to my table and like everybody's like, "Oh, you missed it! Like Michael Rooker just came up and danced with Belle." I was like, "What?" I was gone for like 5 minutes and I missed it. Like, luckily he came by to say hi the next day, and like I fist bumped him real quick.
Keith, didn't he walk up to your table or something at a convention or something? At maybe was it Terrificon or something? Yeah, I thought.
No, I went and saw him when I went over to the celebrity area and it was dead.
Mm-hmm.
It was towards
I
the end
came
of the
to
day,
my
and I
booth
just
for a
walked
cup of
up
coffee,
and
and I wasn't there.
Oh, you came over for a coffee?
I knew it was one of you guys.
Yep. Yeah, I talked to him for a few minutes. I had just seen that
the elusive
that Kevin
Michael Rooker,
Costner
man.
movie, Horizon, that he's in that. And it was such a great movie.
That's supposed to be real good, huh?
It's really good. And I hope he gets to make the other 3 chapters, because the first movie kind of ends like without like any resolution. Like it starts a bunch of stories and just stops. So you're like, shit, I hope he makes the other ones, because as it's getting going, it's like, okay, I'm into this now.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of hype about that. Like people are really giving him a lot of credit as a filmmaker, and
yeah, it's old school, dude. It's like an old school Western, but it does not pull any punches about the Old West. Like it's
sick.
So it's like, old school style filmmaking, but it was really good. I really liked it. And a lot of great actors in it too. Michael Rooker's one of them. Luke Wilson's in it. I'm blanking on the rest, but there's like a handful of actors that you'd recognize and you'd be like, shit, And there's ones that are
that person.
Yeah. And it's almost like you don't even see Kevin Costner until about an hour and a half into the movie, which is crazy, So
yeah.
It's good stuff though. It really is. It's really
I've
well
always been
made.
that way with celebrity names though. Like I always like talk to. I just refer
It's
to.
like, it's that guy.
Like, oh hey, that's so and so.
Oh yeah, it's like half of our conversations is Travis being like, this, and I'm like this. I like to say the name, like has this guy? I'm like Neil Patrick Harris, like.
I know.
I know. Something named like it literally just happened.
It was a good movie. It's on Max if anyone wants to watch it. It's a 3-hour movie, but it's one of those ones that sucks you in, and 3 hours goes by like in 2 seconds. And it's one of those movies that doesn't spoon feed you the plot either. It kind of like stuff happens and you kind of start putting it together. I love movies like that. So
well, I was just actually we were at when we were at That's Entertainment, I was just complaining about movies that just spoon feed you the plot there at the end.
Oh my god, it's like every modern movie now.
Yeah. So I was telling you about Saltburn. It's like it's 8 minutes too long.
Yeah, that's right. You were saying that like it like spoon feeds you the whole movie at the very end.
Yeah, it gives you just enough that you can be like, oh, I think that this kind of is like thing, and then just like, oh no, this is what happened. Come here, enjoy.
Yeah, right.
No, come on.
We were talking about it too with like because we got so much stuff that we're working on writing right now, and like it's a hard thing to balance as a writer because like everything and it's hard to like find like that balance of like, okay, like what do I need to tell the audience, and like what can I assume that they'll figure out? Because you don't, you don't like, because my fear is always like somebody will read it and be like, I don't know what happened, and,
right.
And I'll be like, just because I knew it so well that I like underwrote it or something, or the opposite, or it's like where somebody's like, okay, you didn't have to, give me all of that.
No, honestly, I just had that relief with Dade read our pitch of Brass, which has our first issue of the miniseries in there, and he comes out and he's just like, "That's real cool." So like a statue that like turns people into brass things.
Whoa!
Like,
Spoiler alert, dude.
It's the first like 3 pages of the story.
Don't worry, I'm blazed enough right now. I'll forget it.
Oh, but he did understand what was happening. That's good.
Yeah, no, he just immediately just came out and just like, oh no, I don't get it. Like I totally unprompted.
That's
I'm
good.
like, "Great, man."
Because I kind of had that thought with this one, because it is kind of a weird concept where I was kind of like, are people gonna get like what's going on here? Like,
yeah, no, but when
until we overtly show it anyway.
He's just like, yeah, you guys are gonna sell the thing. It's like, yeah, no, we're good.
I love that that's your impression of your son. Oh yeah.
Well, he's 14. His voice is deeper than mine, and he's discovering.
That sounds a lot like younger. That sounds like my nephew too. So.
Honestly, it's the 6 a.m. wake ups.
It was way funnier. He had like this long hair for a while, and he was just like looked like Gerard Way, and he's just walking around. He had that teenage like emo thing going on. Oh god, it was so funny. Yeah. Every time he walks in the room, he's like, oh.
I wish I could maintain my morning voice throughout the whole day. I sound like B. Arthur in the morning, but then as the day goes on, I'm like, I guess less.
I love that that's your cool guy voice is B. Arthur. Not like fucking. Oh my god!
Well,
like Sam Elliott. I sound like B. Arthur all day long.
We should all aspire to be more like.
That's what I'm. Can I re-edit this part? I want to go back and say Sam Elliott. That's what I meant.
I would like to double down and say B. Arthur.
That's B. Arthur. That is great.
What a great.
I was going to say
voice.
like the young kids. They all sound like. It reminds me of that the State sketch there, where it's like, "I'm Doug, Dad, and I'm out of here." That guy.
Solamente Doug.
Yeah, Dad.
Solamente Doug.
Oh, that's
and the
great.
father's so cool. Like he just was being like a rebel just to be a rebel. That's funny shit. I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, should we check back on the campaign? Oh, we have
randomly hung out with the leader of the Rowdy Three from the show Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency and didn't know it until the next day.
Oh,
I've never seen that. Is that a good show? And you guys,
I saw the first few episodes, and that's so funny. My friend Lance showed me it, and it was super cool. I loved it, and I never went and finished watching it. One of those things I completely forgot about it. But yeah, the first episodes that I saw was really, really cool.
Awesome. I think Johnny had a request to check.
It's actually a lot like
the campaign.
Merc.
Yeah,
let's see the campaign. Let's see what's going on.
Tiffany music, please.
It looks like it's gone up a little bit. It's at 7:35. It was at 7:20, so it's getting there.
Boom! Look at that.
We're
moving the needle, Keith.
Yeah, we are little by little. Hey guys, if you haven't checked it out, I'm gonna put the link in the chat again one more time here. As we also, if anyone wants to come in, I will share that link as well. And if wants to come in to promote, let me share
the
that
water's
as
warm,
well.
Right where we're standing.
The water's warm. That's why it gets very feed in the pool.
Right.
Yeah, I thought more people would take advantage of it, but maybe maybe.
Yeah, we don't want to be stealing it. We don't want to be stealing.
I know. No, I still have rooms and like a few spots open in the back room here that if people want to come in.
Well, you can kick us off whenever you want, but
yeah, no, you guys can hang out.
Because you guys aren't technically promoting right now. You're not doing the 3-minute pitch. Well, you're just hanging out.
Right,
so.
Yeah, and you were part of the
Mighty
campaign
Mascots.
too.
Did I get you the art on time, Keith? I was a little late.
Yeah, it was great. I got it in here. I don't know if you seen it. Cool. I'll scroll down to so people.
Oh yeah, no, I saw you going over it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Came out so good, Tanner.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
Yeah, love your boxer bear, man. That's so dope.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We were
dude.
talking
You know
about
what?
early on how like every artist's interpretation of the characters is so wildly different, and I love that. Like, it's just so cool.
Well,
They
honestly,
they're so much fun, man. And it's funny. I appreciate you saying that, Johnny, because I struggled with him the most because like the anthropomorphic bear face. There's like a few versions of it I did, but just like weren't working. And like I finally kind of got it down.
Yeah, it looks great, man. I love it.
Yeah, I love your style, Tanner. Like, so I love that you're part of this, and I can't wait to see what you two come up with for a story. Like,
it got me super.
You guys are
excited.
actually be the first people to do a Mighty Mascots story that is not written by me. So
yeah,
so you guys are first. So that's really cool.
That's
to
exciting.
see.
The artist that's doing the other one, you wrote that as well.
I wrote the other one. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, thank you for the honor, Keith. I appreciate it.
That's
like,
fantastic.
I believe in you guys, and I like what I've read from both of you. So I think you guys could do it justice. You know,
it's such a fun world, you know, and it's just such a great thing to kind of like jump into and take a look at. And honestly, one of the things about comics, and I mean that's been in all the greats, is, you know, when you have that kind of like that larger than life iconic character that you can go through. And I mean, we were just playing that X-Men game at the arcade. We were like, oh, that's Jim Lee Colossus over there, but that's John Byrne Wolverine.
Yeah,
you know, you can see it.
We love that game. I played.
Well,
that
listen, I spotted the Jim Lee Colossus. Let's put the bag out there, right? I know me some Colossus. He's my guy. You know, but absolutely, there's such a fun cast of characters here, such a fun concept. I mean, honestly, it's one of those eye-catching, grabbing things. Whenever you're set up on a row of con tables, you guys always stand out because it's such a beautiful.
No, Keith, I wanted to say too, like, you know, I finally, you know, I after I read a few of the books and like got into drawing these characters, like it really is a great concept and really well executed. Like all the characters are developed like so well, and it's just an absolute boatload of fun. And you know,
Keith was saying one time, the collaboration of characters and like I do love those kind of like, you know, superhero stories when like different characters come together to fight for the same.
Yeah, and they all have
very
different
much a team book.
personalities. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
And you it's you like writing like the clashes between all of them and like how they react to each other, and that stuff is so much fun. And the other thing I love about this book, and like when you say that like I tapped into something, yeah, it definitely did. Like the world of brand mascots is something that just no one is really ever utilized.
It's really smart, really smart. And I also didn't realize that the one character is kind of like Gary Coleman too. I thought that was funny. I didn't realize that until I read it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like,
my thought was like, because I based the team dynamics off of something like Doom Patrol, where it's like, you know, like this cast of wacky characters, but you had this one human scientist guy that kind of grounds them.
He was the anchor.
So when I thought, because I was going for a Saturday morning cartoon kind of feel, and I thought, you know, Gary Coleman, he just was like one of the best. I wanted a child actor that became a scientist to be the character, and I thought, man, out of all the child actors that ever, but like out of all the child actors that ever existed, Gary Coleman was, I would argue, the best ever.
Iconic. Iconic. Absolutely.
Cutest, and like the one that had the most impact, I would say.
And he had the catchphrase too. So
yeah, he did. He had all of that stuff.
Right.
Can we say it? Would we get copyright infringement?
Yeah, we probably could. I think I even did a version of it in
my
the
cousin
comic.
Roger said, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Yeah, what you talking about?
Oh well, you can't say the third time though. It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, right.
Gary Coleman will spawn in the waiting room.
And it taps into one of my. Well,
it broke my heart. I watched the Gary Coleman documentary on was it Peacock or one of those? And man, what a rough life that guy had.
Oh, really?
Pretty crazy. Shit. It's pretty crazy that Todd Bridges is the only one that survived.
Isn't that nuts?
It's pretty crazy.
like I have to like I did meet Gary Coleman. Back
did you?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I did back in like 2012 at New York Comic Con when it was much smaller. Like New York Comic Con was half the size it is now.
Yeah.
And it was the year Heroes was big, the first season of Heroes, because I remember the other guest was Hayden Panettiere, who was just, her star was rising at that point. But Gary Coleman was there. And me and my friend were Gary Coleman fans. So we walked up to him, and we had, at the time I was involved in a web series called Hero Envy. And it was a web series that like we used to write and act in. It was like,
I still own all those,
right when YouTube was starting, we were trying to get into that whole webisode craze.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of DVDs, and we remember going to meet Gary Coleman. He was wearing moon boots, which was hilarious. But like, so I walked up to him. I was like, Gary, we're big fans. And he was so short with us. He was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like it was like that. But I was like, hey, Gary, we made this DVD. We want you to have a copy. He's like, oh, awesome. He grabs it and he like whipped it like behind him. And it was like a wall.
That's brutal.
I can laugh about it now, but there was a wall behind him, and it almost smashed and like came out of the case and everything.
Jeez.
But like me and my friend John were just kind of cracking up about it because it was Gary Coleman. He was just
in moon boots.
So mad, like kind of like mad and short with people. Like, yeah, well, whatever. He reminded me of like Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. Or something.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. Like,
that's wicked funny.
But it was
dude.
cool. I know I have a video of him somewhere. I'd have to find it.
Sweet.
And dig it up, but
Man,
yeah,
that's brutal.
Coleman,
That's so mean.
So mean, like so small and so mean. Like,
yeah.
But to bring it back around to the team of the hour, that's one of the things that like I really enjoy about the setup too, is that it really kind of taps into one of my favorite things about comic books, which is like this play on kind of like a borderline parody of reality and the things that we see like in the day to day. Like I just set up a comic poll of like a couple of different X titles, one of which is X Factor, and they just had a whole thing on there about Click Clock, instead of TikTok. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that this kind of like definitely taps into. You can look at here and you can see all of like your favorite like childhood characters, but in this like new refreshing way, and like a whole like crazy.
The Paisano plumber thing killed me, dude. I absolutely, I had me cracking up this morning, dude.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. I like that storyline a lot. I think out of all the stories I've written with the Mighty Mascots, that 3-parter is my favorite.
That video game one, that was great.
Came out really good, like as far as the story arc with Honey Flakes and his.
Yeah, I love the Honey Flakes like remembering his like unfinished,
like remembering a commercial that was never completed.
He's like, what happened to my crew?
But then he has like a little moment with them after, which is cool. I like doing stuff like that. Like I think the fun, like someone once told me it's too like I shouldn't go too serious with it, but I like that stuff. I like.
I think the thing is, I think that like it's the concept itself is inherently like so much fun and like silly enough that like you could pretty much go as serious as you want and it's still going to be light and fun. You know what I mean?
That's what I think. Like you always have
how can you get upset about like how dark can you get with basically Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, like I wasn't going to explore the effects of PTSD on a pirate and stuff, but like like, to have a little bit of that, like where it is it for a character, he has to overcome that thing to lead the team again. Like I just thought that stuff was great.
Well, even like the sub, like I think it's the beginning of, is it the beginning of that arc or no, it's the second issue with where like you have the flashback to like the Gary Coleman characters like TV show and like creates like kind of like a moral dilemma and like moral core for his character in that issue. Like it was really good. Really great thing.
Well, this is where I'm going to step in as a father of one of your fans, because my youngest loves the Mighty Mascots, and you see, it's having those sorts of like adult tones and stories in there acts as a sort of stepping stone for kids here who are able to come in here with the access of like, hey, look at these awesome characters, your fun mascots, but then like also like, hey, like these are things that everybody has to go through. And here's something that you can use to kind of like put that into perspective, and having something like that is a wonderful thing.
Oh yeah, definitely, and not too heavy either. Like
no,
like that's the one thing about all ages that I think a lot of publishers get wrong now. They go too kiddie, like Dogman to me is dog shit. Like it's just like it's like I would never read it, and I get that it's for really small kids, but I kind of hate it too because it doesn't. Because when I was a kid, I remember finding comics because cartoons were not like I was looking for something more adult than the cartoons that I was being given. I wanted more and that's how I found Spider-Man, Hulk, and all that stuff. And like I feel like kids today might be missing that.
Although Tila was pretty hot though on the on He-Man.
She was, but I'm talking more like
well, I mean, we mentioned the other day you mentioned like Batman the Animated Series. That's something that does it super duper well, where it's like it's still all technically all ages or kid friendly, but like they're dealing with a lot of pretty serious stuff,
Yeah, definitely, and especially that last season that the WB made of Batman the Animated Series. Like there was people dying and like.
Oh yeah, I mean, it gets
crazy stuff in that last season.
Yeah.
Well, it steps into like it's an important thing for an audience, a younger audience, especially to be able to see that like hey, like there's stuff going on with people, like like it's Peter Parker from day one was dealing with the death of his uncle.
Yeah.
And having to go through that like long before he was worried about bills, and a broke college student, it was worried about like that making up for that shortcoming of somebody that he loved dying because of something that ultimately he could have prevented.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was looking for with comics, like because it like Spider-Man cartoons never went into that stuff. Like he was always Spider-Man, and it was never
that show never really did that.
What's
Ever
that?
since then,
That show never really did that.
Yeah, they never really did, and if they did, they always kind of skirted that issue about Uncle Ben. Like they always
and ever since then, I couldn't eat Uncle Ben's rice. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
Every time I go down the aisle, it's just no.
I know. I'm like, no, I know. Too soon.
You know what does a really good job of that, I think, which is like doing both and both being like accessible to like all ages, but like also carrying a really good story and actually like facing and addressing like really serious things is Steven Universe.
I've never seen it, but I've heard
that show. It really does. I watched it as an adult, and like it started off with like me watching it with my son, and then it ended with like me ravenously taking in as much Steven Universe as I could, because it's such an emotionally intelligent show, and very forward thinking. Very like it's definitely very open in the way that it like presents its world and its characters without being like in your face about it. It's just like, hey, this is our world.
Okay.
And it's
I've heard that. I've heard that about Steven Universe. I've heard that about Gravity Falls too. That was another excellent one.
Well, it's Adventure
like
Time.
Above.
Yeah,
like it was kind of like above his like Adventure Time. I tried watching and I could not get into. I couldn't understand it. Like, and I think that was part of my.
It's a little wacky. It's pretty wacky.
It was
like I couldn't understand like the
Steven
premise.
Universe.
Like there was like this dog and this guy, and I like.
I don't know. I think you're thinking
I had trouble with it. No,
does it ever get to it? Like, does it get easier the more you watch it, or is it?
It's. I mean, I have. So to be fair, I haven't finished it, but I've watched a ton of it, like most of it. And the thing, like that's not like that's not really the point, like because like it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like there's no, they don't explain why they're there or where they are really.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I think I struggle with it.
You're too much of a writer. You're like you just want to be like, why are they?
Like I kind of want to know the world, and I don't get like
then.
So
Keith, may I introduce you to my friend Steven Universe?
It was
because
I'll have to check that one out.
That's exactly what you're looking for here.
That's streaming anywhere?
I've seen it stream in multiple places. I don't know if it's streaming on HBO because Tanner's won't give me
maybe
the password.
Max because that was a Cartoon Network show.
People have the
wasn't it?
password, Travis. I'm sorry.
I'll give you.
Yeah, it might be
Paramount,
Max because I think they have all the Cartoon Network stuff. So maybe.
Well, I think I've seen it on
I'm
Hulu a
watching
few
Adventure
times.
Time in regular show right now. So,
but no, it's honestly it's a really wonderful show. And if that's what your hang up kind of was with Adventure Time, then you'll definitely it's
like Steven Universe.
Well, Steven Universe is the project they took up that Rebecca Sugar took up after Adventure Time, and it's
Adventure
definitely
Time
a step above. Like she takes it to that next level.
Adventure Time is funny because I feel like it came during that peak of just like indie randomness humor kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like its whole thing is that it's just that like completely just nonsensical wacky shit every episode.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And they do some they do end up dealing with some good adult kind of concepts, here and there. But it's through that lens.
Characters, world building, Steven Universe.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. And I gotta say the Nickelodeon the CGI Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that came out like circa 2012, I think. That version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by far is the best. What's that? No, it was a series on Nickelodeon. It went like 6 seasons.
Oh, I saw a little bit of that.
The writing on that was phenomenal. It was written like a competent TV show where there was character storylines and character arcs and like things would culminate into a big fight and things like that. And it was just whoever and they stuck in so much horror references that I was like, holy shit, I can't not believe they're getting away with this. And what an incredible show. I mean, they literally had an episode where they fought Jason, but it was it wasn't Jason, but it was like this mutated plant. But I mean, they did everything. It had the sound of Jason, the that, and it followed the course of the movies. If you know Friday the 13th, in the second one, he wears the potato sack. So so he's wearing the potato sack at one scene, and then he graduates to the hockey mask, and I'm like, oh my god, how did they get away with this? It was so amazing. Cool, and you name it, they had a horror reference to it. They referenced Twin Peaks, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they're putting this stuff in here that gotta be going over a kid's head, But their storylines were great. They did a whole outer space thing with Fugitoid and all that, and I highly recommend it if you can get the entire run. It is
so like 2013, right, when that came out.
Yeah, it's like 5 seasons, and then the final season was all short stories. But even
Ninja
that
Turtles
season
versus
really
Jason,
good too.
I want to see that.
You got to see it, dude. It's so good. They even went as far as what's that?
Our little brother used to watch this all the time. I remember this now.
It's so good, dude. It's really good.
I have to check it out.
This is kind of random. I know it was the recently, over the weekend, I think the 40th anniversary of V. Remember that miniseries with the aliens and the lizard people, whatever.
Which one? V? Oh, V.
You know
yeah, I like V.
Right, me too. I think I actually own all the both miniseries, the TV and then the miniseries, the final chapter or whatever it's called.
Oh, but, I remember that.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
The weird thing I don't get, I was thinking about it because I kept seeing it over on Facebook. They kept advertising how the anniversary and everything. So they came here, under false pretenses, that they were here because their planet was dying and they needed water and food, whatever. And in return they can give medicine and help out. But then, but secretly we find out that that they're kidnapping people for food, But at the same time, they have a whole ship full of gophers and rats and other things that they're eating, gerbils that they're eating, whole. So why can't you just kidnap or steal the gophers and rats and hamsters? Why are they eating the I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. Really.
Why are they eating the pets?
I mean, I could if they had stolen, these weird animals, they might have gotten away with it, But they're kidnapping people, They would notice that. I don't know.
Someone's bound to notice somebody's missing. No, I remember seeing bits and pieces of that show when it
I
first
love that
came
show.
out.
But it makes no
wasn't
sense.
that, like,
too.
era
The other thing
of,
that makes
like,
no sense.
yeah.
The thing that made no sense is like when like Mark Singer, what's his name? He sneaks aboard the mothership, and he sees them take off their face, whatever, or he rips off one of the face because he got in a fight with one of the guys because they found him out. The alien's head is bigger than the human's head that he was before. You know what I mean? Like,
how
does the human skin like make his head smaller?
They spliced in some TARDIS technology.
Yeah,
into
it must.
That's
Exactly.
I think that's
Robert-
got to be my
That's
last
like-
contribution to the conversation, guys. I'm starting to yawn, and I have a deadline that I got to meet here.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Travis. Thanks
Yeah,
for joining
man.
us for a little
Thanks
while.
for
We're
hanging
probably
out,
gonna be
guys.
wrapping this up
No, of
soon,
course.
anyway. So.
Yeah, thanks for
yeah, thanks for
letting us
coming
pop
on,
in
dude.
here.
And
Of
like I
course.
said, I cannot wait to see what you gents come up with. So
Yeah, I know for sure. Can't wait.
definitely let me
I'm
know when you have
super
something
excited to
kind
get
of
into it.
plotted out, and just to let me know. Like I said, I just want to make sure I'm not doing something similar that whatever you guys have planned. So, but
well, he's-
besides that, you can do whatever you want.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can't
Like,
wait to see what you
like-
come up with.
Put Gary Coleman in the moon boots. I want to see that actually.
Very cool.
You know what? We can let that in. I haven't
Where's
finished the
my
last.
pen? Where's my pen?
I haven't finished the last 3 issues. Have you brought that sugar serpent back at all yet?
No, I have not.
Do you have plans to?
No. So if
I was kind of
you,
thinking about that.
okay.
I like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But,
okay.
we'll
If you
see.
have something with that, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, well it's on my schedule here at the end of this week.
Yeah, he's about to be finished with our mini series, so he'll have.
Yeah, I literally I should be finished this Thursday,
Okay.
and you're top of our bill, man.
Awesome. Yeah, and feel like
Absolutely.
if there's any brand mascots that you want to tackle, definitely think about that too.
Oh, yeah,
Or,
I've been
like you
for
said, if
100
you want to do the sugar serpent, yeah, go for it.
Hanker for
Oh, yeah,
100 cheese. Is he in it?
he did have an idea for a brand mascot too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh,
Travis
yeah, there
had
was just a couple things we're playing around with.
Maybe you
It's a
guys
hard-
could weave it
honestly,
all together into one. Thing,
I've been thinking up concepts ever since the first time I came across you at Haverhill, man. It's just such a great
Oh,
idea
okay.
on it. It's
Awesome.
one of those things that like sparks creativity and makes people want to think up. It's like you read your first X-Men concepts and you start coming up with characters.
Yes,
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh man, who was my favorite mascot growing up? Like that.
Yeah.
Well,
that.
you got
which one
Chow
made an
Daddy.
impact on you?
You got Chow Daddy and Farmer Brown. Those 2 guys.
Chow
you mentioned-
Daddy, yeah.
Remember that?
There you go.
I do remember Chow Daddy.
The lion.
Chow Daddy?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was
Chow
like
Daddy.
PSA commercials that were
Yeah,
always
he's like a
on,
lion. Yeah, and then
on,
Farmer
like,
Brown.
the, UHF
Remember like
stations.
the Cookie Crisp dog.
Oh, you know what? It's funny what that just reminded me of too. You guys were talking about Astro City before I came on. I love one of my favorite. Have you read the whole thing, Keith?
All right, I'm going.
I've read. I probably
Okay.
said I've read 75% of it. I have not read probably the more later stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
so there's a few trades I've missed, but I've read most of it.
There's the issue with that like 40s cartoon come to life.
Yeah, that one's
Love
great.
that, and like that kind of gives me like mascot vibes because it's like I love that they did that, and he's like he just is the cartoon. It's not like he comes in and he's like a life version. It's like he's just like straight up the cartoon and like lives his whole life. That
What's funny? My favorite Astro City story is actually the one that they released that was like a half issue that was in Wizard magazine. I know he reprinted it in one of the trades, but it's just like this short story. It's maybe about 15 pages or so, but the storyline is I love how he grounded this with with normal people and stuff, but like it was like a storyline where all the heroes were involved in this like time travel thing, like this massive crisis with time travel.
Mm-hmm.
And the heroes had to put time back to normal because the villain had, destroyed it or whatever. And when they put it back to normal, this normal guy, his wife was erased from reality. And this guy kept having dreams of this woman that he'd never met, or he just remembered her, but he could never know how or why because of the time travel stuff. And then the character, I think it's called the Hanged Man, the one that's supposed to be kind of like the Spectre, comes and visits him and tells him what happened, and then kind of like it eases his mind. And it was
I don't
kind
think
of
I have forgotten that one because I've
such
only
a
known the
great
first.
story. I was like, shit, no one ever thinks about that kind of stuff, like with time travel. Like,
I've only read the first two like big fat volumes of it so far, but like that whole book is absolutely incredible. Like, it's
I
just
love it.
It's chock full of stuff like that where it's like, it's like I feel like it's one of the last things to like really do like a something new with superhero adaptations.
Yeah, I wish Kurt Busiek still put it out. Like, I feel like he does it once in a while, but it's very few and far between.
It's so good. Yeah, it's
one of his best comics.
Hopping around from all the different perspectives, the heroes, and then sometimes the villains. Like the whole story arc with that like Silver
guy. Angel. Yeah.
That guy's gets out of prison. Like,
yes,
so
and he's
good.
just trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah,
and he can't.
He's trying and he can't. Yeah,
it's like Godfather 2 and 3. Like, he just cannot, because he just gets sucked back into this world of crime. It's so good. You ever read any of that, Johnny? Like Astro City?
I haven't. I'm kind of intrigued though, because the way you describe it reminds me of like these like avant-garde French comics or like movies.
Yeah,
well,
it's always it's a superhero comic, but it takes a stance of other people's point of view of superheroes.
Yeah, it's almost never from the hero's perspective themselves.
Yeah, it's like how they. Yeah, I love that, and you never know what view you're gonna get. Like, you just
and they don't stick. And I love that they like it might not be for everybody, but like that I love that they don't stick on like a certain narrative of like one character. It's like you get like a good arc with like focused on one aspect, and then like he hops to something else in Astro City, and then sometimes stuff from the other arcs will kind of pop in and out, and it's just like it's this really incredible indirect world building, and like at the core of it also just like some of the best character writing like I've ever read. Just super rich emotional characters.
Yeah,
when you propose foundational stories like that, where that's kind of the thing that leaves room to develop like really good character stories and character elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's one of the best. Makes me want to go complete those trades I'm missing right now.
I know. Yeah, I should crack into 3. I have 3 on my shelf. I just haven't read it yet. So
yeah, that's such a good book.
I fell in love with it.
I feel like that's one people should read. Like, put that in your like must read comics before you die kind of list. Yeah, so good. Speaking of. Go ahead.
I got to go in like a couple of minutes too. But...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tanner, whenever you got to go, and we'll probably wrap this up soon. I mean, no, I thought people would be coming in and want to promote, but they don't really want to. And we'll check the campaign one more time before we pop off. But before you go, any other comics that you've been reading that you recommend, or we haven't talked?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I mean, the only thing I don't know if I've talked about in the show yet, but the one that I've been super into is, are you guys reading Kaya?
No, who's putting that out?
So it's Wes Craig, who was the artist of not Umbrella Academy, but
is that an Image book, Kaya?
Hold on, I gotta see what he was the He was the artist of a big run of something. What the heck was it? Deadly Class. He was the Deadly Class artist.
Oh, I like that guy's art. Yeah.
But here's the thing. So he kind of like really flipped his style. So this is like this like fantasy that he's apparently been dreaming of for like years and years and years, and he's writing it and drawing it. And it's just like it's in this world that is like fantasy, but also sci-fi and also magic, and it's just your classic kind of like endless adventure. Like it's about this girl who's like raised by a hunter with like this like golden like magic metal arm, and her little brother was raised as like a prince and is supposedly like the chosen one to like free the nation from this oppressive like robot army, and they have to go go across the world to like take him to his destiny basically. And then it's just multiple arcs of like kind of like almost like an anime format where it's like you get like an arc with like a big supporting cast, and then they move on to their next part of the journey and you get another supporting cast. It's on issue like 20, 21 or 2 now. Cannot recommend it enough. Like one of the most exciting comics I've read in a while. And it's pretty crazy if you look at his Deadly Class art. It's really good. His Deadly Class art is like kind of a more like edgy, more like a mainstream Image art. But if you look at this Kaya stuff, it's very like soft, like fun fantasy art. It's like he just like totally flipped his script on his style, and he's just absolutely crushing it. And the writing is also incredible.
One that I just saw that coming out, I think it's up for pre-order right now. It looks freaking amazing. I covered this in one of my recommend videos, but have you seen this book by J.G. Jones that's coming out from Image? Looks so good, dude. It's about a serial killer that's killing people during the Great Depression. But look at this artwork.
Love that. Yeah.
So good. Look at these covers. Like
Dust to Dust too. That's great. Just all during the Dust
Isn't
Bowl.
that like? I mean, if that's the killer, I'm like, count me in, man. This looks awesome. Like
that looks cool.
I just saw that one. And it's like,
Looks like a mosquito person.
I'm really excited.
It does. It looks wild. So
I haven't read it yet, but I picked up the first issue of Falling in Love on the Way to Hell, and I want to.
Oh, I was kind of gonna grab that one. That one did look kind of cool. Is it good?
I haven't read it yet, but it looks. I've heard really good things, and it seems great. Can you pull up some Kaya art?
Yeah, hang on.
Check it out.
The Kaya
Kaya.
K-A-Y-A.
The Kaya story kind of reminds me of our future almost, like with like Elon Musk's robots, the Optimus robots.
Are you looking at it right now?
That could take
No,
that could
Robot
happen.
Army.
You never know. Right, exactly.
But yeah,
Okay,
dude.
here it is. Yeah, let me. Oh wow, that does look cool. Let me bring it up here.
Yeah, and I saw Johnny just grab down Deadly Class. If you compare the art, it's like really pretty crazy how different it is. But
Okay, yeah, I've never seen this book around. I'll have to look.
I haven't been.
for
The last time that I remember being like captured by a book like this was when Do a Power Bomb came out. I don't know if you guys read that.
Oh no, I want to read that because
Yeah,
I'm a new fan of Daniel Warren Johnson because of the
he's on fucking
Transformers
good,
stuff.
Yeah,
and
he's-
I've been eyeing that book. I might
You
grab
should
that next time.
Read that and Murder Falcon, but Do a Power Bomb is like
Did you
it's a
get
book
his
that-
new one? The moon
Yep.
following us.
Yeah,
How
the
is
first
that?
First issue was awesome. First issue was
Oh,
awesome.
here's Johnny with the
Yeah,
artwork.
that's Deadly Class.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you see it's like much different.
Yeah, very different. This is more like a I don't want to say it's a more sleeker style, like
Mhm.
almost like a all ages kind of book, and it like has that all ages kind of look.
Yeah, I think he does have a teen rating, but I feel like that's really what he is going for is all ages. And
But
and
looks
it goes
cool.
back
It
in-
looks like something Jendi Tartakovsky would have come out with.
Yeah.
for, like,
Oh
the
yeah. You know what?
internet,
That's good. It actually, in a lot of ways, it does kind of remind me of Primal sometimes.
Oh, speaking of Primal, oh my god, when we were at the Minicon this weekend,
Mhm.
I talked for a few minutes to Andrew McLean. Did you talk to him at all?
I didn't get a
Tanner?
chance to talk to him, but yeah.
He does a series for Image called Headlopper, which I think is on hiatus, or he said he's coming back with it next year sometime. Have you ever read that comic?
Mm-mm.
Well, I hadn't seen him in
I've heard of
years
it, though.
because
I've heard of it.
he used to be at all the Boston shows and everything, but I guess he moved to LA and then he moved to North Carolina. But he was telling me about it's a fantasy book. It's about like this barbarian kind of like a Conan type. He's got like a long white hair and a long white beard, but he's called the Headlopper because he kills, he chops people's heads off during battle and stuff. And he carries around a witch's head that he had chopped this witch's head off, but she like talks to him and she kind of like plots against him to like try to kill him, but he keeps her close and on his body because she's always looking to betray him. But he was talking to me. He was in, and it broke my heart to hear this, but he was like in LA and they were actually developing an animated series for Headlopper through the Max stuff. And then it got shut down when Zaslav took over and basically wiped out everybody's. But he showed me some of the animation at That's AE that day.
Yeah.
And holy shit, it looked awesome.
Really?
Dude.
Oh man.
I was like, I am so mad that this didn't get made because it looked like the next Primal. It was gonna be that
show is Primal is that that speaking of like, like, and that's one of the few things in the past few years that like just completely captured
amazing,
me too. Like,
amazing.
It's so phenomenal.
And
so
the third season's coming, I guess. Like they're putting.
The I don't know what they're gonna do. I was really surprised that they kind of ended it the way that they did.
Yeah,
so
it has like a kind of like a quick ending, but I wonder where they're gonna go with it. Johnny, you watched all that, right?
I saw the first season. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Oh, never mind. I was about to go spoiler heavy, so I'll chill out.
Yeah. That was one of those shows that me and Amy watched, and like some of the stuff they did were so like I remember one. It happens in season 2, so I won't say anything. But there was a moment with the dinosaur and her babies that Amy was like, "Oh my god!" Like she was so into it,
Oh, so, I mean, it's like it is like it's like a app, and like I feel like if you make comics, you should watch Primal because it's like
anybody that's into storytelling to be able to tell a story.
It's a master class in visual storytelling.
Yes. With no dialogue, it has zero dialogue, and
like gets you like like you're just saying with Amy, it gets you into these like incredible emotional spaces.
Yeah,
with two prehistoric characters that don't even talk. Like it's that really
they have an understanding because they're both like tough as nails. I love that shit. And like the thing that surprises me is that I thought Primal would be a little more of a cult classic, and I don't.
Nobody knows
print of it. No one buys the print, and I'm like, it's one of Amy's best drawn, images. And
I didn't see that the other day. I wish I did. I probably would have bought it from
her. It's really cool. It's just her, Fang and Claw.
I know. I bring it up and people all the time who I feel like would know it, and they don't. It's like
it's
really,
crazy.
really weird.
I think it's one of those things that's yet to become the cult hit.
Yeah, that means we knew first, Keith. We knew.
Yeah, right.
With this podcast stand
before it was cool. Yeah. I feel like anything that dude touches, you have to see it. It's good.
Symbionic Titan was such an awesome series. So good. And so wasn't that new one he did?
The unicorn thing or something?
Yeah, that was great too. I hope they do.
Tanner, have you not watched Symbionic Titan?
No, I never even heard of it.
Oh my god,
that was another one he did.
Fucking aces.
It's his version,
basically his take on Voltron.
Yeah, his take on
what?
Yeah, find that shit.
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, Samurai Jack was, is just.
Oh, that last season, the last 10 episodes.
You know what? I haven't even seen the new one yet.
You haven't?
No.
Oh my god, you got to watch that last 10 episodes. So good.
Because
he wraps everything up, and it's got an emotional element to it too.
Yeah. I wanted to rewatch it, and I just never got through the rewatch.
You don't even have
media, not enough time.
You just have to know the gist. Just know the gist of Samurai Jack, and then just watch those last 10. Right. So fucking good.
All right. Well, I gotta go. I gotta go finish my episode of True Blood.
Which one are you on now?
I think we're at 11 right now, so it's wrapping up the first season. I think we're about to find out who the killer is. No spoilers, please.
Do you have to work tomorrow too? I'm sure.
No, I don't. I'm in my my period of days. I have 3 days off in a row, so I'm a little behind on work from the convention, and then I had to bust ass to get that Mighty Mascots thing done.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you putting everything to the side to get that.
My pleasure. I mean, that's like I said, just give me a deadline and I'll hit it. That's
nice. I like that. That's the right attitude to have if you're going to work in this industry.
Exactly.
I will tell you this, Tanner, before you go, the one thing they beat into our head when I was at Kubert School was deadline. Hit your deadline. So you do that, you're golden, man. People remember you, and they'll put you in their Rolodex for more work. So all right, man. Well, have a good night, and definitely once you and Travis have a story figured out, hit me up, and then
we'll get you something in a couple weeks, I'm sure. So
awesome.
Great to see you guys.
Have a good night.
All right. Good night.
For the campaign.
All right. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that.
Good night.
So I think, guys, we have we have 107 people still watching us.
Wow.
Which is bonkers. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you again, everybody, for watching right
sitting
now.
Here listen to us blather about comics and shows and movies and stuff.
Bonkers fruit candy. That'd be cool. If like bonkers, giant fruit fall on our heads.
DC, I agree with you. That ending was it was rushed as hell. And you could tell he was just trying to wrap that up or something. And they probably told him he was not going to get another season. That's what it felt like. Johnny, when you get to the Primal season 2, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's, that final episode is kind of done and so quickly that you're like, okay, they told him this was going to be the final one, so he tried to wrap everything up in a half hour.
Yeah.
But now he's got a third one coming, from what I heard. So I don't know what it's going to be. So we'll see. I'm there.
It could
no
be a
matter
redemption of what they couldn't quickly tell in season 2, right? So
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But guys, you want to take a quick look at
the we were at 7:35 before. Let's see where we are now.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look and then we'll wrap this thing up for tonight.
Take a look. See.
Hang on. Let me
7:35.
866, guys.
Boom! Wow, look at that. Jesus.
Awesome.
We're almost at 50%. That's huge.
That's great. Congrats, man. What a strong opening for the campaign.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy with how it's heading. So with one day, so that's great. 43%. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. So thank you guys.
That's awesome.
We shared out the link once more time. So if you have it, check it out. Mix and match whatever you want in the campaign. If you just want the comic, it's only $10. If you want the digital of issue 10, it's only $7. So grab that, grab, whatever makes sense. If you want the toys, they're $20 a piece. You get all 4, you get the free Mondo figure. So yeah, I think it's worth it,
Hell yeah.
I think this issue is going to be awesome, jam-packed with cool stuff. So definitely worth checking up. And then if you haven't read all the previous issues, they're all here to grab as well. So awesome, guys. So
cool.
All right. So yeah, let me close this out for now. I think we are live again next week. Because now we're back into our pattern. Let me see who we have as a guest.
I was going to say, while you're pulling that up, let me capitalize on the amount of people watching right now and show off some of the shit I have coming up in the near future.
Yeah, go for it, Johnny, because I know you're going to do a campaign around when?
I don't know. So I'm hoping to start it at some point in the new year.
Like the new year, right? Early on, though, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Show off, dude. Definitely.
So let me see what I can do here. I'm just going to show off this right here. So you actually should be seeing my whole screen, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, hang on.
So, okay. Yeah, we're seeing my whole screen. So first, let me talk a little bit about what it's going to be. So what this is a collection of shorts that never got published.
Oh, yes. I worked on lettered one of these, right?
Where? So Shine. So, were you guys able to see that, or?
Yeah, I saw it for a second, and now.
Okay, yeah. Here we
there
go.
it is.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to show off just a few pages of this. So, this is a sci-fi short illustrated by Chris Marchman out of Chicago. The story is called Love in the Battlefield, but it kind of like just aesthetically, you can tell from the panels here, like the type of story it is. It's space Marines fighting aliens, just dealing with the thralls of war. So, real happy with this book. Real happy with the way it came out.
Dude.
Art's super awesome. Love what Chris Marchman did here. It's one of his first projects he did. There was like 1 or 2 other ones he's been working on. So real excited to bring this to like the public and let people see it and read it.
Shit, this is this guy's first comic?
It's his like first or second like piece of work. Yeah.
Wow, really?
So
he's pretty good, dude. Like
he's very good. So you know how I am. I'd like to really show off the and work with like independent, like first time talent. Like I like to give people a shot, and sure enough, sometimes it really pays off. Sometimes you get some stuff that's a little bit rough, and sometimes you get something that pays off. Another story from this short was meant to be for a George Romero anthology. It was called Of the so let me just share this real quick.
This is the one I
from this.
right?
This is illustrated by Luis Rivera. It's lettered by yours truly, or I should say you truly, Keith. So it's real like one of the best illustrated pieces I've ever worked on and wrote. It's based on George Romero's Land of the Dead, so this is technically a prequel to that movie.
Yeah, I like this story
just
a
real-
lot. And the ground you covered in 10 pages was crazy.
Yep, and this is a really awesome splash page that he did.
Yeah, I love that one. I was
So,
going to say
yeah.
show that one if you could.
yeah, that's the one I wanted to show
Pretty
off.
Now, are you
detailed.
coloring these, Johnny, or are they going to stay in black and white?
I think this one I'm going to keep in black and white.
I
But
think so too. Like, I
Yeah.
think it works. Like,
but I wanted to
so are you?
color
You're going
the
to
rest.
kickstart this to print it up and everything? Are you going to do?
It's going to be it's going to be a collected book called Three from the Drawer, which is basically three short
like
stories
that
from my
title?
drawer.
Like that
Jimmy
title?
Kutsai, who's worked at Image with on other books, he's going to be doing the cover for me and a back cover. And then I'll have.
And I saw that he did a pinup most recently from one of my favorite Image books, Local Man. Which,
Yes.
I love that book, and I was like, this is that guy I think Johnny was talking about when I saw his name. You remember I texted you? I was like, Johnny, is this the guy that you're working with? And you're like, yep. So good. Did we lose Johnny's audio?
Yep, that's
Oh,
him.
no,
That's Jimmy. I'm really proud of him. Yeah, I was gonna say I split a table with him at C2E2 this past year.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, and I saw him in New York. He's a real great guy, awesome creator, real cool stuff he's working on. This is the other short story, another one you lettered, Keith.
Yeah.
illustrated
Oh,
by
you put
Charles
this one, the
Dassault.
original pond.
So this is the original 8-page story of the pond, which is now a 2-issue series. So a lot of people out there may have already read the full 2-issue series, but this is the 8-page short that was originally based on.
Yeah,
And,
this one was another one I was impressed with how much story you got within. Was it 8 pages on this one?
Yeah, I think it's only 8 pages, correct? Yeah. So that was the challenge, was just to do it in a short period of time. So love the way the creature work came out here.
Yeah, Charles, was it Mosant that
Charles
did the art?
Mosant,
So
yep.
good. It came out really good.
Yeah, I love this creature. He's just got other animals and things just melded onto
Yeah.
him. So real cool stuff. Yeah, love that there.
Good
So yeah,
stuff.
that's the 3 short stories I have here coming up in the next campaign. So probably
Nice.
the next time we do one of these all in open mic nights will hopefully be for when this campaign launches.
Yeah, and we'll put out the link, and if we only have a few people like tonight, whatever, that's fine. Like,
Yeah,
I
not a
don't
big
mind
deal. I think
shooting
tonight was
shit with
great.
you guys. Shoot the shit about movies or comics or
Hells
whatever.
yeah, and
Yeah,
look,
that was fun.
you actually your campaign got boosted during the stream. So I mean,
Yeah.
clearly this works, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the bigger the audience gets, the more success we'll have. And, that was the whole point, like of starting these channels is to, basically lift up other creators, but also lift up ourselves, like, do a show and get people to know us and, promote comics, just, the love of
Yeah,
comics.
absolutely.
And everything else. So, all right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up then. Thank you guys to whoever came, the few people that came into the show tonight to promote: Joe, JD, and Rex. And I think that was it, right? Was it only the 3?
The Ogles.
Yeah. The Ogles.
yeah.
Yeah, the Ogles, of course, joining us for most of the show. But yeah.
No,
it was good to see all you guys.
Thank you for everybody who watched.
Thanks
you
for everybody
who backed Mighty
Holy shit,
Mascots.
the chat. Yeah, thanks for everyone that backed the campaign. We appreciate that, and I think you guys will love the new issue. I mean, DC Miller's still in the chat. He's done amazing work. I can't wait to show you guys that story, and the main story, of course. To see what happens between Boom and the rest of the team. I always like throwing. I love those stories when that in team fighting. Always plagues the X-Men or the Avengers in some shape or form. So
Absolutely.
Do they have their own evil counterparts like a
mirror universe kind of thing?
JLA?
That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I would like to do a Halloween special too, with where they finally meet my versions of the monster cereals. I think that could be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be
Wouldn't
kind of
that be
cool.
fun?
like the DC. What do you call what do you call those guys? Like the Teen Titans. You know, they met the Monster Squad people, whatever. What's their?
Was it Creature
what was that group?
Commando, the one that they're doing the
No.
cartoon of?
No, the TV series on what was it? Which I forgot the channel was on. But the Teen Titans live action.
The Titans, the show. The
Titans, right? They met up with the other group of people there. I forget what their name.
Oh,
was.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. Yeah, so Doom the you know, like Count Chocula and Frankenberry, like those like monster.
They're all living in a house together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be
exactly.
could be like a Doom Patrol type of group kind of, but
I have
no
notes. I
faction.
think I created all their names. I don't know if I still have it on my phone. Let me see. I had I figured out all the creatures and what the names would be. Because I wanted to do this a little while ago and I just never I never lined up with Halloween quite right. So one of these years I'll get it so I could do it. But yeah, I know I have it somewhere. It was I don't think I'm not finding it right away here, but
No worries.
gonna
We don't want to bore the audience.
I'm looking through my phone here, for an idea that's on some note.
Yeah.
But and like I said, for the future, I'd like to do more. I'd want to finish Kid Switch. I want to,
I'd
finally
love
do
to see
my
more Kid Switch.
Yeah, dude. I also, if you want, I remember you mentioned that you wanted to kind of help out with that. I could send you the script for 2 if you want to take a look at it and.
Sure, I'd love to.
I have 2 and 3 written. I just haven't made them, So,
Yeah. And when it comes time, I want to do the Joe Camel version of Mighty Mascots.
maybe
have a reason to have a Joe Camel. I want to write Joe Camel.
Maybe you get in on a storyline or a backup story or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would love that.
He's
and then
trying to get
also,
kids to smoke. That would be funny.
Yeah, that would be cool. I also want to do that social media one that's been in my head forever. So that's stuff I'd like to get going this next year. So we'll see how the year shapes up, So, but all right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this up. It's been a couple hours. We're going almost on 3 hours here. So
almost 3 hours,
almost midnight. So we still have 107 people watching us, which is
wow. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you being here as always and listening to our blather. We'll be here next week. We have DS Cartoons, which he's actually. I thought I'd see him in the chat tonight, but he's not in there. And our friend RJ Carter, who hasn't been on the show in a long time, so it'd be cool to catch up with both of those guys next week. And then the following week we have Hades and the Pond Brothers, who are wrestling. We'll be talking wrestling.
Oh, cool.
Episode,
Nice.
Sure. Because I guess the Pond Brothers are wrestlers, and I think they're social media influencers as well. And then I don't know if Hades is going to be on that stream as well, but I bet he will. But so that'll be fun.
It'll be extra special because if he's on, it's late night for him. So it's special for him to be on.
Unfortunately, we'll be live for the next 3 weeks. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Johnny. And
it's all good.
I know it. And then we're off. We'll be off for Thanksgiving, thank God. And then probably have a couple more shows after that, and then off for Christmas and New Year's. So, and we'll wrap 2024 up.
There we go.
But all right, everybody, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you all who have backed and are going to back soon. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. And thanks. We'll have a great night. Guys, have any last words before we end this one?
Just have a safe Halloween. Check your candy.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah.
I remember. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Harry. Remember?
No, I remember one time I went to a pizza place in my hometown. I got a meatball sub or chicken parm sub, whatever. Yeah, not a razor, but a rusty opened safety pin.
Oh, sketchy.
Opened, and I was about to I was so hungry. I was after work that I bought it. I was about to bite into it. I'm about to inhale it. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I almost wish that I had bitten into it. Like, I could have sued the store for selling me that.
Only that would happen to you, dude.
How
for real?
How ironic! A safety pin open. It's like a non-safety pin. Anyway.
Oh my god. Johnny, what were you gonna say too before?
I was just gonna say, be excellent to one another and back Mighty Mascots.
Thanks, brother. Right. Appreciate that. All right, thanks everybody. We'll be back live next Monday. Join us then, same time, 9:05, and we'll talk to you later. And most importantly, read some comics. All right, everybody. Good night, and we'll see you next Monday.